What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up,
What's
y'all?
up?
Yo.
Here.
We did.
Tobi.
Yeah, we back.
We lost Tobi.
We lost Tobi.
Where art thou, Tobi?
Where art thou, Tobi? Tobi.
Hey, everybody. Geektastic Cypher here on FranklinArmstrong.com. My mic is acting mad annoying right now, so I apologize for the stidity static.
Sticky static.
That's
But we
coming
back.
through. But we're back, kids. It's been a minute.
Yeah,
There we go.
2 weeks.
Yeah, about 2 weeks. Tobi, you good there?
Yeah, man. I don't know
Yeah,
what happened.
man.
I got cut up.
Your beard looking strong, though.
But you
No,
cut it.
it's-
He's cut it. This is a
cut it?
trim
You trimmed
trim.
it?
He trimmed it.
Oh, okay.
I have to keep cutting it like every 2 weeks, man. This thing like grows like nothing.
Oh, jealous.
Yeah,
I grew
man.
mine out. I grew my beard out. You guys saw me. I grew the beard
Yeah,
out pretty far.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
it got to a point where it just was not growing anymore. So I trimmed it because of split ends. You know,
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
like the you
Yeah,
got
split
the split
ends.
ends. You got to trim that stuff.
Split ends.
So you get them split ends, and you got to trim it,
split
and
ends.
so that the hair can grow and whatnot. You know, all that logistic stuff. And then I tried. I did that, and it just never grew back the same. Never got it as long as it was. And I was like, okay, I don't understand. Did I do something wrong? Is it mad at me?
I mean, this looks like too much of a trim, though. What you have right now.
Oh
you
yeah, I
trimmed it way too much.
completely shaved it off. I shaved it
Yeah,
completely
That-
off.
that's not a trim. That's
No, yeah.
That's unfortunate.
But I figured scorched dirt, start from scratch.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's
No.
it's a
Yeah,
hopeful
wow.
mentality. I don't know if it's gonna work
You're
though.
getting the bald man effect when you like shave once and then it just doesn't grow back.
Oh no! Wait, that
Put on
happened
your
on
face.
Seinfeld.
Yeah.
That's from Seinfeld.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's funny.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
it's something crazy that happens with growing beards. You just get addicted. I think I grew it out for like 2 years at one point. I had like a 300 style beard.
Good
Oh,
gosh.
Crazy. Yeah, it was huge.
My work won't let that fly.
Oh yeah. Is that
Oh yeah, I've pushed the limits. I don't think my work will let that. I don't
Does-
think Jesus' beard would work.
Does someone come in and finally say, "Hey, we just have to have a talk with you"?
No, it's just that when people start looking at you weird and start giving you that like shifty eye, you're like,
Oh,
oh,
for
alright,
real?
Yeah.
That's
I didn't care, man. I didn't like that last job anyway, so I didn't
You
really
know?
care at all. At a certain point, I was
Yo.
like, whatever. If
I-
they're not gonna fire me from the beard, I'm gonna just keep letting this thing grow.
So I used to work at a retail establishment that was all about that growing your business.
Oh.
You know, a staple of the community, if you will. And when I was working there, I grew out my hair, like I grew an afro.
Oh
And
my
I
gosh.
remember Mr. D-Ray came up to me one day and was just like, you're gonna have to maybe do something about that hair. And I was just like, I just made a face like, I don't understand. I was
What do
like,
you mean?
I don't know. I was like, and
talking about?
then he looks at me.
What do you mean?
I know, right? Yeah, I wanted to so bad. And then he looks at me and he's just like, it's getting a little long. And I was just like, yeah, the cashier with the purple hair has really long hair too.
Have you seen her piercing?
Yeah, you know? And then he looks at me. He's just like, yeah, it's too bad what did he say? He said something like, it's too bad we'd have to let people go if they didn't start to fall in line.
Oh.
No joke. He says that to me.
Oh my god.
And then I
Damn.
proceeded to win an award at the next district meeting.
Tell me you pointed at it like.
No, I went up with my big ass afro with the award and said, I guess they'll never let me go, and walked off.
Wow.
That is
Wow,
hilarious.
That's deep.
I was fired a week later. No.
Oh,
And then
you know,
go the
I
next
have
day
to
after
tell you the
that.
story afterwards about what happened there.
Oh shoot. Okay.
Things
Yeah.
get real.
Yeah, things did get real.
Stone Cold Centers and all.
Yeah, it's a whole story there.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, all that to say, don't work at certain places because they're all. That's all. The other thing that was great was the old manager that worked at that store got fired for mad thievery. This guy.
There's always
guy-
one person.
This guy was like a mob boss. They had trucks coming up to the back and taking laptops and monitors.
What?
And when we all
Oh,
found,
like that.
when we all
Yeah,
found out,
serious.
we were like, wait, that's what he was doing? Like, and it was great too because his son worked there and his son was the biggest asshole. And I remember I hated the son and I used to be like, there's one time where the son, one of the other guys, and the other guy in the aisle, they all three of them went to lunch together. And it was I was working in the West Island. So what's the strip club on Sources?
Oh, Source of Sex? No?
Yeah. So these guys go to Source of Sex for lunch.
Yeah, I know people. Do
And
that.
don't come back for like 2 hours.
Oh my god.
Leaving me and one other guy in the whole store to manage the whole whole floor and furniture department by ourselves.
Oh, tell me you stole shit.
No. But then when they come back, I was just like, yo, where the you guys been? Like, what's going on? They're just like, and drunk. These dumb motherfuckers go off and get drunk and went to the strip club for 2 hours, come back to work drunk. Anyways, so I just remember when the dad got fired and son was still working there. We were all like, you done, son. We gonna wreck your life now. All of us who saw the privileged treatment of this little prince were like, now we gonna this kid up now. It was great.
It's so funny.
It was good times.
That's fucking hilarious.
Hey.
Oh man, good
Tobes.
times. Oh man, we keep losing Tobes.
No, he back.
Okay.
Kind of. There you go.
Yeah, Tobes. That's weird, man. You don't love us no more. Keep bouncing off the stream.
He looks very
Can you even hear us?
unhappy. He's just there. It's like
I don't know if
He's
you can
getting
hear
back
us.
in. He's getting back in. He's good.
I think so. Because we can see you, Toes, but I don't know if you're hearing me. Because right now you're not making any faces like you can hear me.
Nah.
Yeah, he's messaging us.
Your phone's dropping me, I think.
Oh man. Okay, well we're gonna fix that. In the meantime, though, we're gonna continue on with trying not to be annoyed with the world.
And our faces.
Our silly faces. What's up, Tobes? Yeah, sorry,
Yo.
man. You were there,
Right.
and we could see you while you were typing that message that said your phone's dropping me. And I was like, I don't think he could hear us because he looks like he's not hearing what we're saying.
Still,
Oh no.
when this happens.
Yeah, I know.
None of us knew what he said.
Well, I figured he said, "I hate when this happens."
Smile and nod. Smile and nod.
Always
That was
like,
part,
yeah,
that
yeah,
was part
man.
of what I said.
Yeah.
Why has this been happening a lot more lately?
I don't
Something's
know.
up.
But you know what? I don't think it's me because it happened when we were at another location.
Trying to sabotage.
Right.
Yeah,
so
so-
it could very well be me, but I haven't had my internet drop.
Because I would,
Ever,
I
really.
would blame myself, but then I don't want to.
All right. After this podcast, I will be changing my frequency.
Yo,
See if
agree.
that helps.
Okay, boys, we
Yo.
got a good one. So real quick, I had a few hip hop things I want to talk about.
Like what?
Real quick. So
Talk about no food fight.
food fight. Is
Yeah,
that what is it?
That's what I saw, and I was like, nah.
Is that what Lil Xan's thing was?
Yeah, I saw that. I'm like, nah.
It was like
Oh.
a fight in a food court.
And I
It
literally
looked
read what
stupid.
the article said, like before, as it's going into the hyperlink.
Yeah.
I literally read that, and I was like, "Little Xan food fight out of hand." I'm like, nah.
I watched
Well, the
it.
main
I,
part
like,
of it was because he dropped the N bomb.
Oh, what?
He started
did
calling.
he?
Oh, okay. See, this is why you guys should have
But
watched.
at the same time,
Oh.
but really at the same time,
Exactly. I was gonna ask. Are you shocked that Lil Xan's running
No.
around dropping N bombs?
and I'm not gonna be like, well, don't, whatever, man. Like,
Yeah, but and then how is he saying it though? Is he?
Oh, yeah,
calling
no,
the other
he's-
person?
yeah,
Is
yeah,
it
yeah,
just
yeah,
like
yeah.
talking like he
No.
is. Like,
He's calling the other dude.
what's his name?
He's just, like, yelling at the-
hard R or A.
I mean, it's still an
Easy
A,
A.
but he's he's a young white hip hop kid. He's not gonna hard R it, Like, he's smarter than that.
No. What's like his name, Ross or whatever? He'll get him beat up just like he did.
Oh, Russ.
Yeah, Russ.
Russ who going around?
Yeah,
Isn't Russ white?
Yeah, Puerto Rican.
Okay.
Russ is like Middle Eastern or something.
Oh, is he?
But
Okay.
apparently he hangs out with a bunch of Nigerians. I don't know where that comes from, but
Hey,
apparently all his buddies are Nigerians.
there you
He's
go.
got
Weird.
the hookups. He's got the
So,
hookups.
just people.
He's
get
always
beat up.
talking about, I got them Nigerians with me. I'm like, what's that supposed to mean? What is
that even
what is that supposed to mean, bro?
Is that like a harder type of person? Like like
Yeah,
I
I know.
mean-
It makes no sense. Anyway,
I probably wouldn't mess with a Nigerian who hangs out like an American Nigerian who just runs with a hip hop artist. It's probably
Yeah,
someone you just
I
don't
mean-
want to mess with. I mean, that's
probably.
Anybody?
I mean, anybody who runs with a hip hop circle, you probably just don't want to
Exactly.
mess with. Yeah.
Anybody whose name starts with Haitian and then their name, just don't.
That's Jack.
You know what I'm saying? Anybody starts with Haitian and their name, leave it. Leave it alone.
or just the Haitian.
Yeah, leave it alone.
Heroes that one
beat,
down
beat,
back.
beat you till you forget.
You know how crazy that is? That he never had a name on Heroes. He was so they was so scared of him to call him the Haitian.
Yeah, they just called it.
You know how much that would not fly some 8 years later?
Yeah, yeah.
Isn't that messed up? Oh, the character girl's a Haitian. No!
Yeah, you can't just call this dude the Haitian and
No,
hope
wouldn't fly.
and hope everyone's okay with
so
him.
so what he says, I just got a little excerpt here for going back to Lil Xan.
Yeah,
I'm rich, nigga,
yeah.
is what he said.
Okay.
Okay, so
Like stink mean or whatever.
unfortunately, this is where hip hop's at. It's not like he wasn't saying it in a bad way. Just was.
He wasn't, because I thought he was actually saying it to the guy
That was
afterwards.
his exclamation point.
From what I'm reading right now,
Oh.
no, but I'd have to watch the video again just
Okay.
with sound. I watched it without sound and I skipped through just to see what was.
yeah.
So I didn't even
Just
know
to
if he was
consume.
saying anything. I thought it was just like a confrontation, right?
There's also
So
a food
this
fight.
adds
Yeah.
another layer to it. But normally I would see these headlines and just skip it anyway. So
Okay, that's fair.
guys are irrelevant to
I
me.
ain't trying
And
to hit
then
another
we gotta
white
talk
person
about the
today.
other one. You
Which
know,
one's that?
Kanye.
A crazy guy?
No, we ain't doing that. We ain't even doing that.
I gotta ask.
What?
Uh,
We gotta
Because
go back to
the
Man, I
divorce
feel like
or
we
what?
talk about him every week now. It's crazy.
But
I haven't been. Yeah, let's go.
But the only reason I'm bringing it up is just because Kanye went through the whole rebrand, Chicago,
Yep.
I'm coming home,
Yep.
and immediately went back to wearing the MAGA hat. And like pulled everybody in to be like, look at me, I'm home. Kim's out here saying
But
I'm not
as he
moving to
said,
Chicago.
He changed the brim and like this is my brim. listen.
Supreme MAGA cap.
I can't defend the man anymore. He'll do what he
no, I
wants.
can't either.
Yeah, that's it. I mean,
I think he definitely has a diagnosed medical condition.
Yeah.
We don't know the full scale or
Yeah,
full length
we'll
of how
never
far
know.
he's gone down that rabbit hole.
sure.
Yeah.
Definitely not a dissociative personality disorder because he's fully.
Yeah,
Oh no, you cut
losing
out.
weight like
We can
You
still
even tell.
We can
He's
still
just
see
like-
you. It's just that you cut out.
the weight.
Oh.
His weight
Why?
keeps going like fluctuating.
Yeah,
he
yeah,
doesn't
yeah.
look healthy. Like man's out of here. Like get out of here. Like,
Well, I mean, he did marry Kardashian, right?
That's-
Like that was the first tale
Listen,
sign.
this is what happens to people when they marry Kardashians. I don't know why black men aren't seeing this trend, or if they are, they're not just like, I'm gonna go get me a Kardashian. Like, it's not a good idea for you, your career, your health. Clearly, like, again, Kanye's been down this rabbit hole.
The crazy is contagious, you know?
Exactly. So, to whatever he says or whatever he does, there's a method to his madness. I'm not condoning it, but at the same time, I don't care that much anymore. I'm saying, like, I just don't.
You're just tired of it.
I'm just like I used to be like Kanye's a genius, and I can't defend him anymore. And to me, it's sad to the point where I'm just like, let him go. Like you have that friend who's just so damn crazy. that
Yeah.
you're just like he'll be all right.
Yo, I don't know if I can hang out with Tony no more.
That's
Wow,
it.
What's going on? Tony
Kanye's
keep
your
talking
crazy
about
friend.
Trump being the best president alive, and dragon energy and shit like Charlie Sheen. I gotta avoid this thing like crazy.
Kanye's
I
your,
know a couple people like that I had to let go of too.
Oh, shit, for real?
they're like your friend that you went into high school with. You know they start hanging out with these dumbass kids that's not gonna get into anything but good, and you're out here doing your own thing. You're like, listen, I'm telling you not to do that. He's like, no, man, you should try it. And you're like, listen, I'm not. All right, you know what? You go
do
ahead.
you.
Go
Yeah.
Ahead. I'll be right
Yeah.
here, but you go ahead.
You'll learn that
I'll
lesson the
once in a
hard
while,
way.
I'll check on how you're doing, but
Yeah.
that's as far as our
I'll see
friendship
if you've
goes now.
gone to
I still
jail
care
already.
about you.
Yeah.
Yo, shout out to my boy Jeffrey, because that was my boy Jeffrey.
Oh man, I can't say his name because I still talk to this kid. So.
I just remember Jeffrey got arrested later on, and we were like,
snap.
damn,
man.
Jeffrey, what'd you do?
Oh, snap. You know what's the worst? The worst is when you have like a group. The worst is when you have a group of people and they done cut someone off in the group. That
Yeah.
they're like they cut off somebody, but you didn't get the memo.
Oh,
So you
snap.
still talking to this
So you
dude,
still
like,
going to the party with homeboy?
Oh man, you're talking to this guy like,
that is
oh,
hilarious.
good. And then everyone's like, oh, you still talk to him? Wow. What's he
Yeah,
up
we
to
ain't
now?
spoke
What
to
do
him
you
in a
mean?
minute.
What do you mean? What's he up to now? Don't you know what's up?
I thought you guys spoke to him
Or-
yesterday.
Or not even that. You go to the party with the person or like the get together with that person, and then you realize everyone's just kind of shitting on the guy. You're like, wait, when did this start happening? Did I miss something?
And they start giving
What's
you
that?
the shifty eye now?
Yeah.
They're questioning your sanity, whether or not
man.
you're making the
Company
cut?
You keep, the company you keep.
Man, I once fucked up and invited that person to like my later birthdays, like I think like my 24th or something
Yeah.
stupid. 26 maybe. And dude turns around and gets all emotional after seeing like the guys in like years. He's like,
Yeah, I haven't seen your boys in a minute.
Starts crying to the, you know, this dude got arrested.
Oh shit!
Oh,
By the end of the
gosh.
night, he was like in handcuffs, and people were like, "What happened to Schming?" And
Yeah.
you're like, you know.
Yeah,
Just
it happens.
And then didn't talk to him for a couple years. I learned my lesson. Like I was like, all right, well, I understand.
Oh shit! Well, I mean, that's what's up. That's what happens sometimes. Sometimes you have those friends.
And I would like to remove the genius label from Kanye, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Oh,
his
yeah?
beats got
Yeah,
weak. I'm not
he's-
giving him genius
he's-
anymore.
He's
Like,
not genius. Donald Glover is a genius.
whoa.
Kanye is
Chance?
just slightly creative.
Chance?
I'm not
like-
even gonna give Donald Glover genius. I'm gonna be like, you know what? You're just good at everything you do.
He's a Renaissance man.
But I'm waiting for you to.
that's
Like, I'm
awesome.
waiting.
Yeah, he's a
so that's
Renaissance
what I'm
man,
saying. Maybe you wouldn't give Donald Glover that title, but he's way above Kanye in that sense, in my opinion.
I would have loved to seen his
What about-
Deadpool.
Yeah.
He was doing the animated
Yes.
Deadpool.
And I still won't give it to Donald Glover because he hasn't changed the way hip hop sounded 3 times like Kanye has. Kanye still has that belt. He's changed the way
That's
hip
fine.
hop sounds.
Kanye
like
has
4
hip hop.
times.
I don't even really like his clothing, whatever.
Yeah. Pastel never came out. I was waiting for that teddy bear on the shirt. I was waiting for that, but that's just me.
Okay, I could see that.
You know.
I could see that.
But shout outs to Jay and Beyonce for cutting him off.
Oh, they did.
Well, speaking of, yeah,
You have to announce that you.
That's great. because
We
I-
do that now. Okay, so we're announcing that we're not messing with Kanye anymore, just so y'all know.
I wonder why though. It's not like they were hanging out. Like
It's because they have political affiliations, and he's going completely against all of it now.
okay, because it's just weird because there was only recently that they started like working out the differences. Kanye posted a picture of Jay and Bey in the limo talking about family.
Understood.
And then
But these guys are all about the Obamas and Hillary, and this guy is fully supporting Trump. You can't have that in your house, unfortunately, when it comes to like that level of success.
I just see
And
Jay-Z
money.
sneak calling Kanye.
Yo, I can't be too loud. You got that fire beat? You got that fire beat for me?
Yo, easy.
We gonna get up on his thrones too. You see?
Yeah, that's the thing. Everyone's talking about Thrones too. That's the other thing.
Yo, easy. I can't have you doing this stuff in my house, Brett.
Is that Jay Farrow's? That sounds like Jay Farrow's.
That's my
Tobi doing
terrible
Jay Farrow.
impression.
That's Tobi doing Jay Farrow doing Jay-Z.
I know. I was gonna say.
That was fun.
Exactly. Oh man.
Man, so what else do we got in
The only other thing was Azealia Banks erased.
No,
We're
And
done.
Lana Del Rey.
What'd you do now?
Well, she called out. Speaking of Kanye, Lana Del Rey went on and said like, "Yo, Kanye, you need to calm down." Blah 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 blah.
Okay, well, don't have the.
And then Azealia came out and be like, "Yo, don't start jumping on bandwagons and acting like you care about politics. Now that it suits you to be out here talking about Kanye and Trump."
Point.
And then something about fake witchcraft because Lana Del Rey did this whole thing about how I'm one of the witches that's putting a curse in a coven on homeboy.
Huh?
Yeah, because she said at one point once he got elected, she was putting a curse on him through a coven.
Well, Del Rey is like clean sad girl. Huh? Like wow. Yeah.
So it was just a funny thing. It was a funny situation.
Let him go. I mean, that's my comment on that. Let him go.
It was just funny because I was just like, why are you? First of all, Lana Del Rey, if you have a problem with Kanye, that's fine. I mean, everyone has a problem with Kanye. I don't see how it's wrong for you to comment on that.
Nope.
Azealia Banks, why is Lana the person you're going after? Like, what is it? Just because she's this like white witch?
Yes.
It
That's
is.
exactly
Eh?
why.
Yeah. Okay.
Like that's her thing now. Like just like it's Kanye's thing to do things to just get everybody mad once he finally be like, hey, maybe he's coming around. It's Azealia Banks' thing to just attack anyone just because they're white.
Yeah.
And it's kind of funny.
She went after those what's it called? Those guys from what's that Nick Cannon show?
Wildin' Out.
Wildin' Out.
Yeah.
Yo, that was
she
a
went
whole
after-
mess. That was a whole mess.
She's a whole mess, man. She
They, like-
just needs to stop.
When I
It's
watched,
okay.
did you watch that whole video, the Wildin' Out thing?
No.
And it's a mess because she comes out and attacks them, and she's trying to say that you guys are being colorist because the joke was they couldn't get Cardi B, so they got your ugly ass. And then she gets mad, and she's just like, "Well, that's colorist, obviously, because she's lighter and that blah blah blah." And everyone's just like, "No, it's just because Cardi B is an actual famous rapper, and you're
just
not."
here.
Yeah. That's
But
why you're.
also the whole point of that show.
Thank you.
Yeah, but I
Guests or recurring performers is to shit on each other. That's all they do.
Yo,
That's the
man.
whole point. It's an improv shitting on each other's show. Who's better? Who's not?
Do
If
not.
you're going on there, you should know that that's the point.
Thank you.
So why even go in there in the first place?
Well, either way.
Have you ever seen the show?
Don't come to the pool and then wonder why you got wet. Like that. That's I don't understand. You come to Wildin' Out.
Pool and
That's amazing.
But-
That's way better than the whole kitchen and heat.
Yeah,
But
we're
I mean,
gonna say that now.
You come to Wildin' Out and then wonder why you got dissed. It's Wildin' Out. That's the whole
Yeah.
fucking point of the show. Like I don't get it. Anyways, those a little few things I want to
Crazy.
discuss. I want to
That was-
because it's been a
alright.
couple weeks. There's more, but
Yeah, true. It's been a while. All right.
That's about it. Do you have anything either?
No,
of you?
I'm golden.
Toby, anything you want to? Any other
I wanna
random
get into
news
this-
you felt like talking about that's not geek related?
No, nothing of that nature. Unfortunately,
I want to get
except for Thanksgiving was great. Got to relax.
Oh
a
yeah,
lot.
yo, happy
Yeah.
Thanksgiving, guys. Sorry to
Yeah.
everyone out there.
True.
In the States, is it Columbus Day in the States? What's the
No, they don't celebrate.
Man,
They have nothing on our day. They just wait a month
Yeah, it
and
is.
then
I
they have
think it is
the better
Columbus
one.
Day.
yeah,
Sorry,
Yeah.
it is Indigenous People Day.
Indigenous People Day? It is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because it
yeah.
used to be Columbus Day, and then they wanted to change it.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not crazy.
Fuck,
I'm
fuck
not
Columbus.
It's not.
yeah, exactly. You just like, nah. How you gonna discover something that was already there? No, I agree. I agree.
It's not Columbus.
This guy didn't even discover it. He just accidentally landed there.
Yeah. Plus, it was named after Amerigo Vespucci. That's a whole other conversation to be had. Anyways, so happy Thanksgiving. Hopefully, you guys got to do the ritual. Charlie Brown Thanksgiving.
Ah, snap! I forgot.
I had to watch it. Luckily, I came home after my Thanksgiving dinner to catch it on the Family Network. See Franklin sitting on his side of the table, ignored and disrespected.
He wasn't ignored and
I'm
disrespected.
joking, I'm
The
joking,
guy
I
had a
know.
big ass chair.
He falls though, and no one helps him up.
No one helps them
Stop
out.
it.
I'm just
You
playing.
need
I'm
to
just
stop.
playing. I'm just
You
playing.
need to stop.
Yeah, but no, you know what? It's cool because he ends up getting invited to the actual Thanksgiving dinner at the aunt or grandparents' house or whatever.
Because he's like,
You know,
Yeah,
the
it's-
writer at the time had to make it, not so obvious.
Yeah.
You know, he wanted to include a black character so bad, but he didn't want to alienate everybody else.
Yeah,
Just yet,
yeah. The writers are just like, okay, let's just pretend he's white, and then let the people color him in, and we'll be okay.
that's hilarious.
But yeah,
Great.
so happy Thanksgiving to everybody. Hopefully, you guys got to enjoy your cranberries and stuffing and turkey and all that jazz, and celebrated the harvest, which is essentially why we're supposed to celebrate.
Mhm.
Right, it was great.
That's right.
That's about it.
So
Okay,
good.
we're gonna get to some seriousness though. This episode, we're gonna be talking about Venom in the View the Right Thing segment. But before that, Toby, you want to hit them with a DTD?
Yo, so our DTD today is inspired by the movie Venom that we're going to review. It's the battle for Symbiosis. In honor of Jenny Slate, I'm going to say Symbiosis.
Oh,
No, don't do that.
Oh, God.
Don't do that ever again.
Poor Jenny. She will never live
That
that
was the
down.
worst. I don't think I could ever get that out of my head. I remember I told you I was watching the movie
I
and I was
know.
just, for some reason, my heart was like, oh my God. Is she going to say symbiote? Is she going to say symbiote?
I
Nope.
know.
She said, yeah, she reshot it. But anyway.
Thank God.
It was great.
So battle, the DTD today is Venom versus Carnage versus Riot.
Oh boy.
These are three characters you're introduced to in the movie, except Carnage, you're not really, because he's not really Carnage in the movie. You get to meet the character who becomes Carnage, Cletus.
No. Tobe, sorry. We lost you for a second again. Yeah, I'm going to switch over to this other one because we keep losing Tobes. And I'm wondering if it's my phone or if it's this app. So we're going to see. We're going to switch it over. Toby, I apologize for that, homie. We're going to see what we can do.
Well,
But yeah, all that to say is we're going to be doing this Venom versus Carnage versus Riot.
yes, we are.
We're very excited. Dave, this is one of your first DTDs
Oh, yeah.
in a minute. How do you
In a
feel?
long time.
Because you're a fan
Okay.
of these characters. The only one
I'm not really necessarily. I mean, I've seen him because I've read enough, so I've seen because he's like the blue one, right? It's the blue one in the comic books, right? There's like
Yeah.
a bluish hue.
Yeah.
I have an affinity towards it. Honestly, like it's gonna be part of the review that we have, but like I was always wanting a Maximum Carnage film. Like I was dying for that, so I was very interested to see this movie, but I don't want to jump into it too much.
Am I back on?
Yeah, you're back.
Yeah.
Oh,
Man, okay, if I get disconnected again, I'm just going to restart.
Hold on.
my whole shit.
Hold up one sec.
I'm trying to turn you up because you're super low in the mix. Hold on.
Is it this?
No, it's on my end. It's because I have to repatch him and all this magic.
Awesome for live audiences right now.
Hey, man, that's part of the process.
This is live,
They
man.
love
This
it.
is what happens.
They love
This
it.
is the life.
We're not
Oh,
going
man.
to edit anything out.
Yeah, there's
We're
no
not-
privilege
not.
here,
Dude, I'm
no
not
privilege.
editing this.
Y'all
People-
want to learn how to do it? This is how you do it, son.
This is what happens when a podcast is done live. It's done like this. That's all it is.
Exactly.
I mean, we can talk about the McGregor
You
fight.
guys
while we
explain
wait.
where Venom was from and stuff?
No, we
No,
didn't get
no,
that
He's
far.
from the planet
Okay.
Clintar.
Planet Clintar, landed on Earth, yada yada yada, meets Spider-Man, gains Spider-Man's abilities.
Clintar.
Pretty much these symbiotes ability, they're able to enhance their host's physical abilities.
Heal them and all that
And
goodness.
exactly, and they all pretty much have the same power sets, but their level of power is pretty much based on their size, I think, right?
It's more based off of their connection with their host.
Right. The stronger the connection with the host, the stronger they are. So Carnage's connection with Cletus is massive because his whole being is to destroy and kill, and Cletus literally his whole being is to destroy and kill.
Yeah.
Eddie Brock and Venom have the same similarities. Actually, I love the take on it in the movie where they're pretty much like the same type of person. Eddie on Earth is kind of like the misfit, doesn't really fit in. He feels like a loser in his life.
Yeah.
And Venom actually explains to him later on in the movie in the same way that, you know, and is this something that we had in the movies, in the comic books?
No, well, the thing is, that's the one thing that's... Well, are we jumping to that, or are we going to do the DTD? Are we going to do
he's just giving back.
He's just touching.
No, because in the comic books, they have a telepathic link, whereas in the movies, they actually talked loud. They obviously did that because, you know, it looked really lame to have, like, internal monologue the whole time going.
Yeah.
Right.
But the thing is, unlike, let's say, Deadpool, where you hear him talking to himself... I don't know if in the early issues of Venom they actually had that going on. I think they had it in later issues, but not in the early ones.
Okay.
So they brought that sort of like
Dynamic,
dialogue.
yeah.
Okay, they brought that to the forefront way earlier, is what you're saying.
No, I'm saying they brought it later.
It would make sense for a movie though to have it that way anyway, right?
Yeah, because like, what are you gonna have, like him quietly walking down the street and just hearing voices the whole time? It's gonna be weird.
Exactly. It'd be a different kind of movie.
Yeah.
And I guess Riot, in the comic books, he's sort of like an offspring of Venom.
Yeah.
Venoms, right?
Yeah.
All of them are technically offsprings of Venom in the comic books.
All of them from
exactly. Exactly. And I think Riot I think he has one special ability that they don't have. Is it Carnage that doesn't really mind fire, but the other two do? Yes. So Carnage, they all have weaknesses, which is the hyper and supersonic sound, and heat, whereas Carnage doesn't actually mind the heat.
Isn't it the opposite? Isn't he good with sound but not good with flame? I thought that was the opposite. Because I read that earlier today.
Oh, sorry, Tobes. You're cutting out for a second. But we're gonna pull. Oh, you're back. Go ahead.
Okay. So as long as he's the one producing the heat, he doesn't mind.
Oh, but no, I'm talking about if someone comes up to with him a flamethrower, that would hurt him. That's worse for him compared to others. Whereas like if they came with a sound gun, for Carnage, it's less effective compared to Venom. Also, Carnage has the ability, all the symbiotes, because since Venom took over Spider-Man, right? They all got the natural abilities like the web slinging and all that from Spider-Man. Just like all Spider-Man can't feel any of them with his spider sense. Apparently, Carnage is the only one that Venom can't feel him. Like Venom can feel all the other ones when they're gonna do that. He has that spider sense against his own kind, with the exception of Carnage.
That makes sense because he's his offspring.
I was gonna say, you shouldn't have a fear reaction to your offspring. If you do, that's a problem. You need to call a therapist.
Born damn.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you have a fear feeling from your own child, call the hotline right now.
Call it now. We're not making a joke about that.
Baby's head's just turning around. You're like, okay.
All right, I'm scared.
Some exorcist shit going on.
So, all right, I guess with the honors of being your first DTD in a long time, would you like to go first?
I'll take a stab. So if I remember, it's destroy, team up, and like absorb, right?
Yeah.
Or drain. That's the
drain,
one,
team up, defeat.
So one question though: are we going to assume that whoever I drain, I'm like a good match for that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. We're not going to make it that complicated.
You have to be a
technically,
perfect match.
I'm destroying all of them because I ain't evil, but I would easily say I'm draining Carnage for the sole fact that no one can feel me.
Right.
Spider-Man can't feel me. No one else can.
Yeah.
Also, he's a bit better with the morphing his body into what he wants. Like he was the first to like change his hands into swords and all that stuff. I think he's also the only one who could actually project his own thing. I was reading it earlier today. He could like project and like lose part of his body. It'll turn into a knife and go into someone, and that knife exists for like 10 seconds.
Yes, I believe that is a part of.
So
he can create copies of himself.
Another good reason why I'm going to be draining Carnage. So definitely draining Carnage, teaming up with Venom the original, just because teach me all you know, and then if I ever don't like you, I'll I'll kill you because you can't see me coming around anyways.
Oh.
And Riot, well, I mean, screw you, pal. I mean, like, no one knows you. No one. Sure, you were a symbiote for a minute, and that's about
true.
it.
Yeah.
If you ever did something important, I would be. But I actually tried to research him earlier today. He's not in much. That's where I stay.
I don't know. Carnage is like one of those characters where I don't know if I could be that great, because then you don't really have any other purpose but to just kill and destroy things. That's all you want to do 24/7. Whereas the other ones, I feel like can just have fun. You know, they can do whatever they want. So I guess I'll just go next. I'm gonna be defeating the hell out of Carnage. Way too crazy. I don't want that power, nor do I want a partner that I can't trust, because I at any given moment I have no idea where you are, what you're up to. Right? I'm going to drain Venom, simply because, in the sense that we just watched this movie that everyone was putting down, and I actually, just gonna jump a little bit ahead here. I love this movie, by the way. So I am going to actually drain him for that fact. Screw the critics. And I'm gonna team up with Riot because he's my offspring and whatever. I just wanted to say screw the critics. I'm drinking Venom. This exceeded my expectations, man. It really did.
Okay. We're getting Riot out of here because nobody cares about Riot.
Yeah.
He makes blunt weapons. He's just gray. He looks stupid as fuck in the movie. Like, the guy looked like something between like a Ninja Turtle and I don't know what. It was just strange. I didn't understand it. My man, if you just stayed on the ship, you would have ended up there anyway. So why'd you just get off the ship to go? Anyways, so Riot's stupid. I don't mind saying Riot. I'm about to be draining Venom because it's Venom and I'm blue and I like blue. I mean, and I want my symbiote to have attitude and give me nice suits and, you know, tolerate my terrible mullet in the 90s. And a bunch of other
terrible
shit.
mullet.
Like, terrible mullet. Like, he couldn't cut my hair. It's crazy. Like, of all those things that he did for Eddie Brock, he didn't be like, hey, Eddie, let's go to the, you know, get a haircut? No? All right. Venom is accepting. That's why I like Venom.
Venom's accepting.
Venom will accept you for
That's
who
amazing.
you are. Venom tells you you're a loser and then lies to you and tell you, I was a loser too. Nigga, no, you weren't. You're an alien. You're already winning.
You know what, though? He was like a 16-year-old girl. Like,
kinda
Venom's
was.
attitude was very like teenager.
I'm a loser. Riot's the powerful one. He's a mean girl.
He's a mean girl.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
And he sounded like Cookie Monster too, but that's
You
all.
did. Don't say that because now I'm gonna just have Cookie Monster in my head. And I got cookies at home. I will bootleg that shit. I mean, and then we're getting Carnage out of here because I mean, like, well, actually, sorry, I already defeated Riot.
Yeah.
Sorry, so I guess I'm teaming up with. Well, no, I'm teaming up with Carnage to get him the hell out of here, just to kind of keep him next to me, but also just to keep him timid. Like, I don't want cleaners running around. Like, I'll just be like, listen, you can do Carnage things every now and then, but like go get Riot, but then sit in your cage and stay there. Carnage is too crazy.
Yeah, I'm on a similar tip. I'm a drain Venom and team up with Carnage. Riot, once again, you didn't do anything to impress any of us.
He was there for 5 minutes.
Yeah, in the comic book universe, you're equally unimpressive.
Didn't he get offed by Scream? Didn't they all get offed by Scream?
Yeah, like, you're not that interesting of a character. I mean, I find it... I'm happy that they made you the first villain so that we could get the crap out and save better
Get
for
you
like,
out of here.
yeah, save something better for later on. Introducing Carnage at the in the film was good. By the way, this is going to be a spoiler episode. If that
for anyone listening.
So you know, we're not going to be holding back on movie info and news, and we're just going to be talking about everything. So. And then, yeah, once again, Venom is by far one of the strongest, one of the best. He's one of the most informed. He knows how to handle himself. He knows how to manipulate situations. He knows how to use his powers to his advantage. And the fact that he has sprung so many offsprings is, if anything, like just the sheer knowledge and power that he has.
Yeah.
Like, you know, he's connected with a lot of powerful people.
True.
And he spawned the whole movement with the spider thing because he was the one that was there, that because it's because of him that they all have the Spider-Man connection afterwards, right? So I mean, you're essentially draining the OG, and then Carnage is the sidekick, and then Riot is the redheaded stepchild that you, even though Carnage is the redheaded stepchild, Riot is the redheaded stepchild that you're just like, I don't like you. I don't.
I really wish you weren't here.
I genuinely don't like you.
Or do I enjoy you being around? But
yeah, I'm gonna try and connect Tobi a different way because we keep losing him,
I feel
and
like
it's pissing me off.
it may have something to do with the 2 windows you have open there.
I don't know. We're trying. We're guys. Like we said, this is a live show. We do a lot of cool, crazy stuff. But unfortunately, this week we are losing our boy, and he's missing out on too much of the show. So I'm gonna try something new, but we're gonna keep going into that because that is pretty much the end of my commentary.
And that was the end of the DTD. So
Yeah.
Once again, if you guys have any DTDs, if you'd like to send it to us, please send it to.
Yeah, send it to Franklin Armstrong. You can hit us up on Twitter at @AStrongFranklin. You can hit us up on you can decline for Tobes. You can hit us up on Twitter and Facebook on Franklin Armstrong GOTCOM. It's all there. If you go to franklinarmstrong.com, that's the site. We're all there. Everything's there.
Yep.
Do it. Do it now. As soon as possible.
Right now.
Do it today.
Do it now.
Okay, we got Tobes back. We're
gonna get into our View the Right Thing.
Hold on, Tobes. I gotta connect you because I was trying to connect you in another way, and then I couldn't.
And
So
we'll connect you this way. Yeah, I mean, son.
Tobes, you there?
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, you trying to connect me video?
No.
Yeah, we were trying. It's all good. It's all good. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna go right back to how I should have done it from the get-go and connect it with the way that we always do because I was being foolish. Okay, we're gonna talk about Venom.
Yo.
Yo.
So we all saw it.
No.
If you didn't see it,
Oh, I did. Oh, I did. Trust me. I knew I had to.
okay. Because if you didn't see it by now, you know,
That's why he's here.
It's the only reason why I was allowed on the show.
Oh, sorry. I'm doubling up.
I'm doubling up.
Yo, man. Trying to-
We've never had these many issues though.
I
This is
know.
crazy.
I know.
I'd like to think it's because
It's about time, I guess.
It was bound.
It was bound to happen.
Hold on.
Hold on.
saying hold
Say
on.
hold on.
Everybody's
Everybody's
listening right now.
I know.
I know, eh?
And
Are they?
And
There we go.
there
No
we
more
go.
doubling.
No more doubling.
now we're still
We're still
doubling.
doubling.
No more Dublin.
Oh,
Boy.
Hold on,
Hold
Toby.
on till
We're gonna have to
Shout out
call you
Habib
back.
destroying the hell out of McGregor this past
Oh,
weekend too.
goodness. Y'all saw that fight? That shit was crazy.
I didn't watch. I saw the highlights. And it wasn't worth it.
It was starting to freak me
The
out.
whole UFC card was pretty good, but that fight, it could have been a little closer if McGregor didn't get caught with that overhand right in the second round. But
Yeah.
still, he was definitely overmatched when it came to the wrestling part of things. Way overmatched.
Yeah, that after fight though.
But that's what happens when you don't have a
I'm looking
match
forward
for
to
like what,
rematch.
over a
Hopefully
year?
He doesn't talk too much shit in this next one.
Yeah.
Because like, when was the last time he had a? When was the last time he actually had a UFC fight? Not a.
McGregor?
Yeah,
2 years?
yeah. So I mean, I didn't think he was gonna win going in.
Yeah, no, I didn't think he was gonna win going in either. It was actually, you know what? I thought he was gonna win going in because of the amount of shit that he talked. I was like, there's no way you're talking this much shit and then not getting like you can't lose after that.
Well, the other thing wasn't he like being mad racist to the dude?
He was saying a lot of things about his religion and like him and like and his and he was going in. He was like, yeah, he was being McGregor,
Yeah, that's his style. It's his style is to get underneath your skin before you go in.
but like really get underneath your skin, like to the point where you really want to violently beat him. Which
But I feel like someone like Khabib doing that will just lead to him being like, "I'm gonna murder you."
Yeah, that
Like, because like why like. You know what it was? It felt like Goku. Remember how Goku used to be like, "Oh, you're not at your strongest, so let me give you like I'll wait for you to be stronger,
Yeah.
and then fight you." That's what it felt like watching this. Like
That's
the
Khabib,
more he
yeah.
egged him on, I was just like, "Why are you doing this?" Like I know you want him at his final form for the real challenge, but he gonna snap your neck. Like you need to
as he
calm
did,
down.
as he did.
But I could see it because it's a concept that like if you're going in with rage instead of like a calculated like plan, once you're like, oh, I got hit in the face and this guy's not like a
okay.
pussy. He's not just the words. What do I do now? Oh no, I was just on my rage and now I got
Yeah.
nothing. It throws you off.
That's true.
Okay,
You guys hear me?
Yeah.
yeah, you're doubled up again though.
Interesting. I'm on like the Facebook. Okay, never mind. Okay. This is so weird. This is a very odd one for me.
You sound like the voice of God now too.
Yes.
I don't know what changed, but
It's like doubled up.
yeah.
Interesting.
But is it that maybe like does he have it on out loud and it's going through the mic again?
Nah,
I
no.
got a mic.
It usually works. It's just,
Yeah, this is just because I closed everything. I even closed the tablet that we were using as the backup. I'm back on the phone. I'm only using the one that we usually use, and this is fun podcasting. So we're just gonna keep going and let Toby be the voice of God. Because
so as the voice of God, speak to
that's
us.
fine with me. Hopefully, it doesn't ruin the rest of the show.
No.
it actually sounds kind of
Still
cool.
talking about McGregor.
A little bit, yeah.
A little bit.
We got into
We
that.
were talking about the fact that to me it was just weird for him to do this whole rage thing because he really tried to get Khabib to be as pissed off as possible to bring him into the fight. And
All right, I'm gonna make a statement right now after you're finished. Or
Okay.
are you done?
No, he's
no, pretty much. I was just saying it seemed like a Goku insane move. Like, I want you in your final form, and it's just like, okay, you go ahead and do that, and we see what happens.
So
Which is good, and one thing about him that I've noticed over the past few years is the fact that he enjoys like everyone bringing their A game, because to him, if he can beat you while you're at your best, it means he's the best, right?
right.
Now, he's also someone who's talked a lot of shit and backed it up tons of times. He's also been someone who's talked a lot of shit and lost 3 or 4 times. 3 to 5 times. I don't know what his exact record is right now. In one situation, he even fought the same guy a second time and actually beat him the second time around. So he's not afraid of a challenge.
This is true.
Here's what my issue with Khabib and a lot of people that, are in this whole sport is. Okay, you listening?
Yeah.
I'm here.
They love martial arts. They love fighting, right? There's a whole honor and being a good person thing that comes with that, which is what Khabib is all about, correct?
Right.
But this is prize fighting. You're fighting for money. It's a business. If you're in it and you're telling me the only thing you care about is respect, then get the hell out of the sport because it's not for you. Why are you stopping someone else from getting the money that they can get just because you think it's all about, it's prize fighting. It's about money. The reason he does what he does, the reason he makes what he makes is because that's what that business is. If you want to be all about your honor, then there's different leagues and different divisions and stuff for that.
For sure.
UFC is not the place for that. You can have that holistic view, but you need to understand the business side of it. Now, granted, McGregor went overboard a lot. With a lot of the things he says, he definitely gets carried away, and this is probably a lesson for him and how far he can go.
Right.
But you can't tell me that you're not in it for the money, because that's the whole point of these fights and the pay-per-views. He needs to sell it. The reason he's in there is because he's there to sell it. They put him in this fight with you because they know if anyone can sell whatever 2 million, 3 million pay-per-view buys, it's McGregor because of how he is. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, I understand why McGregor did what he did. I also fully understand why Khabib went overboard with it too. So anyway,
I agree.
just saying, if you're in prize fighting, try to not take things too personally.
I agree with everything you said, but at the same time, there's just the concept of having a certain degree of when I say honor and respect, it's just that at the end of the day, realize it is a fight. It's obvious a fight. It's obvious you want to win for the cash, but there's just a line, and I find that McGregor just likes to dance the line for show.
Oh, absolutely, he does. He loves that. Actually, he thrives off of that. Right?
Yeah, but the thing is, I just find that he doesn't give, because you could talk all if he talked all that shit and then at the end of the fight would just go up to the guy and properly give that respect, then it'd be cool. For example, when he fought Mayweather and got his ass basically handed to him,
Yeah.
at the end of the fight he still walked up to them. They bumped fists. I think they even hugged.
Yeah.
Whereas at the end of this,
that's what I was trying to say. McGregor always did that, by the way. Whether he lost or won, he always did that, or at least attempted to show respect at the end of the fight. But everything leading up to the end of the fight, before we know who wins,
It's a fight.
it's it's a fight. But once you're done, he shows the respect. Watch any fight afterwards or anything later on. He usually shows the fight of the respect. The thing with Khabib is he won. There was a different way to handle this. If you really did want to show him, you can get on that mic and go, what now? He would not be able to say anything to you, right? So unfortunately, though you did win, this puts a little bit of a mark on it, but you did win.
I think he's more or less kind of mad. Really, you're gonna tap? I'm supposed to knock you the fuck out. How are you gonna just tap after that? What do you mean?
Yeah,
that's more or less what I believe. What it was, why he got so agitated. More or less, he probably thought that
during the whole fight, he was agitated.
Yeah.
He was talking to him and everything. Crazy.
It's craziness.
Is there an echo?
No, you're good now on our side, I think.
Yeah, you should be good.
No, he's fantastic. We're golden over here.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
We're
got
rolling.
All right, let's talk about this movie. We went on so many tangents, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we have to cover everything. That's what we do. So let's
I
get
know.
on this Venom-ish.
All right.
I didn't like the
Doc, you
movie.
wanna hit up?
What do you mean?
That's what it's
Wow.
Oh,
Controversy out the gate.
Wait.
my
Out
goodness.
the
I was about to
gate.
say, like, hit us with a synopsis or something.
Sorry.
This guy-
Yeah, recap. You sure you want me to do the recap though? Because if I didn't like it, it ain't getting the best recap.
Okay, Toby, give it
After
a
that statement,
give
jeez.
give it a decent recap. You'll get into why you don't like it. I'll get into why I thought it was funny and pretty dope for
I'll
what
give
it
you that.
was.
I'll give you that.
And I
It
wasn't
was
expecting it
funny
to
as
be
fuck.
great, but it was nowhere near Catwoman. And
Oh, God.
yeah.
Oh,
then we could
God.
just stick it to the reviewer. There you go.
Okay, Toby, hit them
That's
with.
why the critics are the worst.
Critics killed this movie,
Yeah.
and it made
Yeah.
$2 billion in their faces.
Did it though, or was it the bad? Oh, sorry. Go ahead,
Oh,
Toby.
okay.
Sorry,
I can't wait to talk about this now.
Here we go. On this week's episode of That's Canon
So
featuring Skinny.
in short form, Venom is the story of journalist Eddie Brock who pretty much tries to take down Carlton Drake, the notorious founder of the Life Foundation.
Yeah.
And while he was investigating Drake and his company, he happens upon Drake's experiments, one of them being Drake using the venom or the symbiotes that he found in space, trying to find a way to bond them with human hosts, but using human trials before they even approved, right? That's the whole he's a bad person part. He's using humans before we can find out what these things are really about. Because he's so mad with like inventions. He's literally supposed to be the Elseworld Elon Musk. Let's put it that way. In my opinion, anyway. And pretty much Eddie's body, after all these trials that Carlton Drake tries, none of these hosts or these people can actually bond very well with the symbiotes. But Eddie somehow stumbling upon the experiments, he's able to bond with the symbiote that they found called Venom.
I'm getting so vexed already. I'm
it go.
holding
Jesus.
back.
Let it go.
Jeez, there's so much
Why?
hostility.
I can't wait to discuss that.
Neither
part.
can
You
I.
and Jamal need to relax.
I guess.
Relax.
No, just remember what you just said. About
Which one?
About them trying to connect the symbiotes, right?
With other humans to find out the perfect
Yeah.
the
Just
perfect
remember
bond.
that. Just remember that, because I'm gonna bring it up later. Anyways,
Oh,
go ahead.
man.
So essentially, to recap the movie, Venom and him match.
Yeah.
They fight.
Yeah.
That's honestly, that's really it.
Yeah.
Eddie is this guy who's lost his job. Oh, that's the part I missed actually. Before he found Venom, he'd done actually.
There's a reason
Is
you
it the
skipped
same
over that part, because the first act sucks.
Yeah,
The first act is
that's
the first
crazy.
act is
That
him being a
crazy.
good
I'm
life.
talking about the second act right now, aren't I?
Yeah, you're talking about the second act and third. The
Wow,
first act is
that's-
I
something.
mean, people will see it. We don't. Yeah, the
Yeah,
first
the
act
first
is
act is-
okay.
is
It
It's
gave
good
it.
life. It's good life.
It's nothing
Mad doo-doo.
significant. But to me, it wasn't
The
enough to
tube.
say the whole movie. It wasn't enough to say the whole movie is. Be honest.
No, that's
It
fair.
wasn't.
That's fair. That's
The
fair.
movie-
But
the
the,
whole
but the
movie's not trash.
relationship with Venom. So, if we're gonna jump back into the first act, actually, it
Well,
kind of
you
gives
jumped
us a
back.
look
We
into.
skipped over it. That's a problem. That's how bad it was. we jumping
funny.
back to the first act because no one noticed. None of us even cared enough to correct you and be like, "Hey, man, you're skipping over."
Or
it."
like, are you gonna really like comment
That
about
is
it? The first act is
hilarious.
him having a good life and losing it all. So there's not much happening there. Just build up
That's
to
so
the
true.
other acts.
Yeah, they should have built that shit better because
But
it was
what
a
do you
foundation
mean?
of
It
crap
is.
right there.
Oh wow. Okay.
Now, if we're gonna
It's
talk
so
about
funny
bad
because
stuff, the
I
bad
did
stuff was
that-
the
I did
direct
that-
intro. Anyway.
Oh, that's Toby, you want to
I
go?
did that so subconsciously that I didn't even like realize. That's crazy. Wow.
Okay,
So
sorry.
the
I'll
whole
let you
first
finish.
act,
Yeah.
the beginning of this movie is we meet Eddie Brock, well-to-do journalist, really killing it at life with his beautiful girlfriend Michelle
Winning.
Williams. I forget her.
Oh,
I
he's
forget
actually
her
going
name
back.
now because
And
she's not-
Wayne.
She,
Yeah.
she was terrible. I didn't like her in this role at all.
Weighing on my conscience
Um,
with that stupid acting. Sorry.
No, she was horrible.
Yeah.
Honestly.
And Eddie's like this edgy journalist who like finds the edgy pieces and blah blah blah. So when his girlfriend works for Carlton Drake, right?
Yeah, well, she works for the
And-
law firm that works for him. That was a very specific thing
Yes.
that she says.
Yes, and she gave him an opportunity to interview Carlton Drake
Yeah.
about some new invention, which I really don't remember. Again, the first act was really forgettable, unfortunately. And on his way to the interview, someone feeds him a piece of information saying Carlton Drake is running these experiments, blah 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 blah. You should, go after him for this. So while he's interviewing Carlton, he changes the whole direction of the interview, pisses Carlton off. Carlton kicks him out of the building. His girlfriend loses her job. They break up. He actually just proposed to her, so she's like, I'm
turns
not
over the
married
ring
because it was a very weak. Anyway, okay. They break up, and then we were supposed to believe that the rest of the months after that, I think 6 months.
6 months,
right?
yeah, 6 months.
6 months, jeez.
Yeah.
Okay, 6 months passed, and he's like miserable. She's already moved on with some doctor.
That was
moved in, moved
Like,
moved
was a
on.
little
That's
ridiculous.
deep.
No, that's
6
She
months.
did not care about his ass.
average
at all,
Montreal girl.
at all. And
Montreal girl.
That's all right.
Yo,
Hey,
we
man.
get some messages on that one.
Never happened to me or nothing.
he shows up to
It's all good.
he shows up to her place like randomly when she's like coming back home with the doc, like her boyfriend. So here's a crazy thing. If you guys notice this, if you watch Venom the movie again, when she gets out the car, right?
Yeah.
And she's talking to him on the sidewalk, the doctor, he gets out of the driver's side, correct? Like the driver's seat.
Yeah.
Comes up to her and he's like, hey, I've heard a lot about you and I love your articles. She's like, wait, what? You actually do? Like,
Yeah, she's like, why do you know about him?
Yeah, actually he was a cool boyfriend. He was like,
Yeah, he was chill.
like, I'm secure with my relationship. I know she doesn't want you back, so yeah, you guys can have a moment to talk.
You done
dude's a
fucked up, and that's all that
doctor.
matters.
He doesn't give
What I
a
want to point out
True.
is he was driving, and if you guys notice, the car drove away after like he got out of an Uber. That was a little like they didn't what's it called, edit that out probably at all.
Just
Like,
another
that's hilarious.
example of how
DVD
well
version.
they cared.
I was like, wait a second, wasn't he just driving?
Okay, so when do I
He
get
has
to
a driver, right?
when do I
Yeah.
get to jump in now?
Anyway,
When does
so we
Doc
did
get
the
to
second
explode?
act already. He's he finally gets the proof he needs to
Yeah.
go after Carlton Drake, finds the Venom
Venom.
symbiote, and then crazy insanity ensues. And I guess you can go from here, Doc.
Okay.
Here we go.
Oh god, here we go.
Let me just say before you
Okay,
go
go ahead.
in,
Sit back,
'cause
kids.
I need to get my jokes off real quick. Okay. So like George Stroumboulopoulos needs to shoe the shit out of this movie because they stole his whole likeliness for Eddie Brock.
Oh,
His whole likeliness is basically George
That's rough.
Stroumboulopoulos. I don't know what show what was the show that George tried to do, like host later, and that they picked him up for, and then they kind of fired him a year later. What show was that?
Oh, that was
He had a
ES
late night
that was
show.
on Sport. No, are you talking about
It was
the
a sports-
NHL,
yeah.
Sportsnet?
Yeah, he was doing
Sportsnet for
Sportsnet, right.
for NHL.
Yeah, and then they got rid of him real quick. Either way,
That's stupid. He was great actually
Yeah,
at
and
it.
he didn't do much. So, anyways, Eddie Brock is essentially George Stroumboulopoulos. That's my one take from this. And go on. Go on
Okay.
with your rant.
So
Man.
Yeah, this is gonna be wild.
Yeah, I'm
no,
gonna
I
sit
mean
back.
it's not gonna be too wild. It's not gonna be too wild. It's not
Time
gonna
it.
be
It's
too
now
wild.
7:23 and go.
Okay, first things first.
Eye
At the
pop-up.
beginning, you are shown that the symbiotes do not merge with humans easily,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
There's a whole process. They lost multiple quote unquote volunteers.
Yep.
Yet, Riot merges with multiple people across the globe.
Riot's leader.
Barely
He's using
destroy-
them.
Barely though, because when the other two symbiotes merge with people, one of them sucks the marrow out of that dude's bones and starts crunching him up like a piece of paper and leaves him on the floor. The other ones are all being like burnt out, but Riot can all of a sudden travel through the multiple 3 or 4 different people, travel across the world. This little girl survives the whole time. The strongest of the mergers was a little girl.
He's a leader.
But let's put it this way though. He goes through 3 or 4. He gets the old lady, which he uses for a long time, 6 months.
Yeah.
So he uses her, and based off of the concept that one of them was able to use a rabbit as a host, he could have easily used a smaller human.
But that's what I'm saying. It doesn't make sense that Venom was able to go through Eddie. Well, first the street girl, Eddie, a dog, Anne, and like pretty much anyone else. Venom could just jump on anybody and they were perfectly fine. Anne had
I think
no
it's
problems
the-
after.
isn't it the amount of time you spend in a host that's the problem too?
Yeah.
Though?
Because it
But-
drained. And second of all, he wouldn't have hurt Anne because he liked Anne. He said that from the beginning. He said that the second
So
he
the
saw
idea
her.
is the other symbiotes were eating people.
Yeah.
They didn't know them. They didn't have
Exactly.
any connection because they
They're
connected
evil
to.
for them.
Because it's clear that based off of his experience with Eddie, that he's developed some type of, whether you want to call it self-conscious or humanity, he gets
Symbiosis.
it. There we go.
So
Hashtag.
So Venom is no, that, guys. That doesn't prove anything. It still doesn't make sense that Riot lasted
I'm gonna-
6 months on that
Yeah, and-
Asian
and-
lady,
Because it was a good match. It doesn't matter age or size,
and then got rid of her. Why? Also burned out the body.
Well, yeah,
she's
because
old.
it was also they also said that unless it's a perfect match, regardless, they'll still drain out eventually. So it's just over time, bro.
Do it as fast.
Yeah. So
The timeline, in addition to, since we're doing the bad first, I guess I'll also add this. The timeline also doesn't make sense in terms of like from the beginning where Riot is going from wherever in Asia to the States. That whole trip does not take 6 months.
That's okay.
It'd be a lot quicker than that.
I mean, this host could have ran out. And
But
he
you could
could've
argue
jumped-
that he was trying to.
No, because he was already at the
he's trying
airport.
to find. He's trying to find the other symbiotes.
he was
was
at
already
the
at the
airport and knew
He was at the
exactly where
airport
Carlton
within
Drake
the
was.
first-
And you
within
know how
the
hard it
first
is to
day.
figure out flights in the States? You try going to a random airport. You try to figure it out. This nigga's a symbiote. He don't read like that. You trying to tell me that he's... And it's a little girl host. So you're telling... Okay,
Yo,
so
that's
no, wait.
Okay,
Because if you're in the little girl, you're taking all the ability of that host, right? That girl's what, 7? She can't read.
She's the mercy of her mom.
She don't know
She has
shit.
to wait for the mom to bring her to the right city.
My man. Yo.
But it's not about
Rewind,
but
though.
It's not about the little girl though. It's about the information that he already had. So the fact that he already had that information, it didn't matter which host he was.
But could
hitting,
the
he
Asian
had
girl
to
read English?
Can you guys rewind this for me though?
Yeah.
Little girl
No.
gets taken over by a symbiote.
Huh.
Yeah.
Where's
Airport.
the mom?
Killed.
Why is she at an airport?
Killed.
Why
The
is
mom
no one
was right
asking
there.
questions?
Oh.
Where's the passport? A little girl doesn't just travel to San Francisco.
All the time. Parents are
Guys.
divorced. You're going to see your dad. I don't want to have to do with shit. Bong.
They don't do that anymore. You're not allowed to just get on planes, little kids.
Well, this movie was clearly made before. There's a lot in this.
Did
movie
you
that
not
they
see
don't
the guy
do
smoking
anymore.
cigarettes in the alleyway?
They don't do that anymore.
Okay, other
Yeah.
things. You get into the
So-
lab. The symbiotes are supposed to be kept in a certain type of. They have to be in this special
Stasis, or
Stasis.
whatever. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Venom goes into a hospital, goes through dirty ass ducks in a hospital,
Yeah.
gets through, gets into a dog, climbs onto Ant. You're telling me Venom all of a sudden can just survive?
He's been feeding off Eddie his perfect match for quite some time. I imagine he's got some sustainability afterwards to
Yeah.
survive.
Also,
a little
like
bit.
obviously, where
Just
where
a
Eddie
little
was
bit.
going was not clean either. You know, they were suggesting
But he
that
was
when
merged.
Yeah,
so
but
if he's
he-
merged, I understand his survival. But on his own as a symbiote, just crawling around a hospital.
Yeah, but now that they've been there for months and whatnot, and he's been exposed to the elements, for sure their body eventually adapts.
Yeah.
If
But
we're
it
gonna
hasn't
talk
been months that he's been on Eddie.
no,
Well,
but
not
they've
on
been
Eddie,
months
but he's been around
in
for months.
in here, like on Earth.
It's like controlled breathing.
So we're assuming it just knew what was going on and adapted.
We're literally looking at a thing that could create weapons and cause.
Yeah.
You to,
True.
Come on, what?
It's an alien.
It adapts.
is an
It
alien.
its job is to adapt to
Yeah.
all its species. It adapts to.
It may take a longer time for it to adapt, but it is adapting still.
Oh my god. Okay, other falsities that I found very interesting.
The fake out at the end. Goodbye.
Yo, fake out at the end.
Anywhere.
That's a whole other thing.
I love that.
Question.
Yes.
You guys have a lab.
Mm-hmm.
Your lab is one of these super powerful high-tech labs.
Yep.
You have all this, like, you have things under high security.
So this part is a discussion, right? Because you're gonna rail on this. You're going in.
Well, this is a question. This is a question. How come in this lab that I have a lab.
Right.
I have, all the security systems. I have a piece of glass that can be broken with a extinguisher.
Right.
These Venom symbiotes are strong enough to destroy but a piece of glass
I
can
agree
be
with
broken.
this. I agree. This is
These are
something
all-
I thought. I
when
questioned.
the girl was merged with the symbiote
got-
and she's banging on the glass, it didn't break. The symbiotes heighten your power. We know that about the symbiotes. Even if you're going to ignore
Yeah,
Spider-Man and his strength, this girl is merged with a symbiote, banging on the glass, can't break it. Eddie Brock, who's not powerful or not that strong, hits it 3 times with a extinguisher, pops the glass that easily. Come on, man. There's some of this stuff that I'm just like, you guys
Yes,
are even
okay.
trying to make sense of the
That-
power levels.
that I give
I
110%.
didn't honestly
That's
didn't even
true.
notice
Yeah,
that.
but
But here,
when
are
he's
you
hitting
gonna
it, does
say-
it?
Hold on.
Sorry.
Yes. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna ask. Doesn't he have the symbiote on him at that point in time?
No.
Okay, so
He didn't get it yet.
Alright,
he
that's-
gets it once he breaks the glass. That was
Okay,
my whole
that was
point.
my
That's why I
only-
was annoyed. Eddie Brock is not that strong yet. He hasn't
That's
been
true.
eating
That's
properly. We see that.
So we can agree that there are plot holes, and there are also like power-wise, it wasn't very clear on who's the strongest and who isn't.
Okay, I didn't even get to the.
Until Venom met Riot, and then all of
Yeah.
a sudden he's super weak.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
So before we keep going on, someone actually, Jay Grizz, shout out Jay Grizz, said,
Grizz.
"How can they make a Venom movie without Parker or Spidey? Y'all's is nerds, so y'all should be feeling the same.
Oh, I
Can't
was
believe
annoyed.
y'all like it.
Oh, I have.
So
very...
we that's something we already addressed like a
Yeah.
long time ago. That why are you making a Venom movie without Spidey? But being the nerds that we are and comic book geeks that we are, we understand that there are Elseworlds and alternate universes.
Yeah.
Places where things like this can exist independent of their source material.
They straight up mentioned
So
Jameson.
unfortunately, I
Yeah.
did go in there with an open mind, and that's why I was able to look past these plot holes that Doc is not pointing out to everyone. Don't let this stop you from going to see it. By the way,
Oh, I'm
It's
not
really-
telling
it's
you
a
don't
really
go
good-
see the movie. I'm still
it's
saying
a-
go
it's
see
a
it.
really good-
I just didn't
It's
like
a really
it.
good
I'm
movie.
hoping.
Yeah.
Those plot holes are to be.
Well, if they're listening to this, hopefully they saw it because
Yeah.
we're spoiling the
Yeah.
heck out of the movie. I mean, I'm
Seriously.
telling you, the symbiote crawls on a dog. Those are scenes, comedic gold right there.
But you could easily answer.
Well, how about we talk about the good now then? How about
Well,
that?
the
Oh,
one-
okay, but let me get my chance for the third act then later because I have a whole
Sure.
argument.
Oh, God.
so
You know what? Go ahead. We'll do the good afterwards.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, third
sorry.
act. Why did we have to wait so long to find the villain's true motivation? And why did we skip through so fast?
Because it didn't
From-
matter.
But from
That's
the moment Carlton Drake decides, first of all, Carlton Drake merges with Riot.
Yeah.
All of a sudden decides to launch a rocket. Everyone's just like, yo, you definitely can't just launch a rocket into space. You can't run that shit by yourself. Yeah, it's too bad. Bong. All of a sudden, we know his motivation is to try and get all the other symbiotes to come down to the planet. That's his big plan. Why did they only introduce that in the third act? Why did we go through a whole part of the movie, like we were saying, where Riot's traveling the fucking world? No motivation explained, not even a hint. He's looking to get back to the Life Institute, the same place he would have been brought had he just stayed on the fucking ship. Instead, goes on a 6-month world tour with a little Asian old lady or a little... Who cares? Only to end up in the same place to execute a plan that he had all along that he could have just done 2 minutes. That doesn't make sense.
He didn't know what kind of security there was going to be at the Life Foundation. He's like, you know what? Let me see what I'm dealing with first, and then go over there.
6-month
Because,
detour,
yeah,
though?
yeah. Because again, adapting, it's gonna be. You're gonna land there with all the other symbiotes. Look at them niggas. They got cut up. They got taken away. You had Scream. You had Lasher. You had Venom.
true.
All
That's
up in a
true.
box.
Riot
Riot
he
didn't
had
want to
to
end up
come
like
in on his
that.
own.
They would have done super stupid things, put Sonic all sorts of pressure on him. He didn't want to deal with that. He's like, let my little Clintars handle that. I'm going to go take a little vacation. Yeah, 6 months. I wasn't planning on getting stuck in a little girl who can't read. So, just, things happen. Things happen.
No, but it's any good.
They
The
sped through
little
that
girl
third
was an
act.
interesting choice.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
They sped through that third act though. Like from the moment that Carlton's just like, oh, we're launching the rocket now to the end is way too fast. All of a sudden everything just goes and we're done.
I agree.
Anyway, sorry, go ahead.
The pace picked up almost too late.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's it. The pace picks up way too late in the movie, but in my opinion. Go ahead, man.
They should have but to add on to your point, because I agree with what you're saying. In the 6 months, what they should have done is had him observing the world.
Yes.
So because any good strategist sees the playing field before they execute, and if they would have done that, it would have answered at least this anger.
True.
This is why I don't want to find out like 5 or 6 months from now when the Blu-ray DVD extra material comes out that there's a whole subplot with Riot that explains that stuff, because that shit will piss me off.
Probably
But there's 40 minutes of the movie that was taken out.
Oh my god.
So you guys didn't know that?
I knew that.
There's
I didn't
40
know that.
minutes. Tom Hardy himself was like, my favorite scenes are not in the movie. He said that out loud. I was like, that's maybe not the best marketing scheme that you have going on for you right
You
now.
might not want to come out and say that, but at the same time, hey, Tom Hardy.
Making
But
money.
that's aggravating to me. It's aggravating to think that 40 minutes of the movie were cut and that the actor is saying, oh, the best things that I liked weren't even in there.
I always have a problem with those statements, man.
Yeah, that bothers me because, like I was saying, Toby, again, I don't want to find out when the DVD Blu-ray comes out that there's like. I don't want that. I don't want 40 minutes. The same thing with Superman, Dawn, and versus Batman.
Yep.
Everyone's just like, oh, if you saw this cut, you'd like it more. No, that doesn't make sense. Why are we making movies where if I saw this cut, I'd like it more? You know, I'm gonna like it more. But
And why are you giving me the shitty cut first?
Exactly.
It's Daredevil. It's Punisher Thomas Jane's Punisher. Both of those are the same problem.
That's not a good thing, guys.
It's not a good thing. I'm not saying it is.
sense.
I'm just saying what it is.
That Daredevil movie was wild.
Really doesn't make sense.
Unless you see
All right, well, since you've gotten everything out of your system,
Yes.
He's
you're
got
good for now. Okay.
Deep breath.
So
I'm good to discuss
so
the good stuff.
good.
What little there is.
We're gonna talk about the casting and the actors and what we thought real quick.
Okay.
Tom Hardy is Eddie Brock and Venom.
Good.
Amazing.
Amazing. I will give him that.
Amazing.
I will give him
That's
that.
probably, I mean,
Down.
Great.
100% the best part. Without that comedic friendship, buddy cop sort of relationship between him and Venom, it wouldn't have been this good, or at least to me anyway, wouldn't have been that good.
Agreed.
Michelle Williams as Anne Wei-Ying, his girlfriend.
Thumbs down.
Didn't even remember her name. I thought her name was
She was
Michelle.
reminiscent of what's Spidey's girlfriend, Mary Jane.
The weird part,
Yeah.
The weird part is she's a good actress.
Yeah.
I know.
Michelle
I don't know
Williams
what
is a
happened when they
very
put
good
Oh, no,
actress.
she just timed in today. You know what I mean? She didn't.
Her husband
she didn't
did
care.
kind of, you know.
If that's a
The
couple
problem
years
with
That's a
these
couple of
roles-
years
She
ago,
hasn't
and they
been
were
doing
married
much
at the
since.
time.
Untrue, but they haven't been. She hasn't been doing much since.
I don't know. I still think that was weird because she's a very good actress. So that's
The part that they put these good actresses in like these sort of roles that have no meat. This is what happens.
yeah.
There's nothing else to their character, and they can try as much as they want to put on the smiley, cute girlfriend face, but when they're not saying much of substance, it just never hits. Which is what happens to her here anyway. Riz Ahmed as Carlton Drake.
Trash. Don't care.
He was annoying, which I think was the point.
I liked him, but I would have liked it better if they didn't make him do a weird American accent. I actually would have liked to have just seen him been Riz Ahmed, the British dude running the Life Foundation.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Why was
Motherfucker
he
British,
British?
dude.
Okay, so there was another British character in the scene with him at one point. I was like, why couldn't he be British too?
Yeah. Yeah, I would have been,
So
because
stupid.
the fact that he was like the whole time, and it's not that he can't do the accent, but the whole time I'm watching the movie, I'm just like, I know you're not this American dude, and I'm okay with this accent you're doing. You're a good actor. It just feels like they made you throw an accent on for no reason.
For no reason at all, because I could still kind of hear your English accent permeate through your American one. Scott Hayes' little appearance as the security chief.
Treese?
Who?
So Treese, the head of security, the one that's like launching drones. That's a whole other scene.
The guy who's chasing Brock.
Sorry,
Yeah.
they actually cast like that's a whatever.
Well, I
man.
mean, he has a pretty big talking.
I would have named that dude Goon number 1. Like,
Yeah, there was no. I didn't believe him as a good man.
Jesus Christ,
I
they
didn't really
gave that guy
believe
a
it at all.
name. What do you
Goon
mean?
number 1.
He's Goon number 1.
I thought he was
You
good.
Jason Statham clone.
You thought he was good?
I mean, he's for what he is and the situation he's in, where he's like, don't come back unless you bring me back Eddie, and then he keeps going out and his people keep dying and he doesn't know how to handle the situation. I thought he emoted the kind of lost yet super angry like street soldier.
He was all right.
He did a good job as that.
I would have made him a little bit bigger and not call them rolling trees. But
I'll definitely give you this.
And honestly, I would have made him Riot.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
And the better casting award goes to.
That would have been a fucking good angle.
Yeah.
If you
Give him the
give
hard
me
F.
that, I would have been even more invested. That
Like,
is
we don't need Carlton Drake. That's fine. Make him die in some sort of situation where he thinks he's
make Riot
controlling
kill him.
Riot. Exactly. So he thinks he's controlling Riot the
Yeah.
whole time, but Riot was playing him, and then boom, Riot kills him, and now Riot has the whole
Rolling
company
trees.
and everything. in his,
Oh,
right?
And that makes sense
But-
because Riot actually takes over a security guard in the comic book.
Yeah.
It would have made sense.
That's a
you
good
killed all
call,
my
man.
men.
Yeah, because that anger. Yeah, that's a good comment.
There you
I
go.
would have been down with that.
See, you see.
Reed Scott as Dr. Dan Lewis,
So-
which I thought was a surprising appearance to me, and I loved it.
I like this guy from Veep because Reed Scott was on Veep,
Yes.
and I loved him
Is this
on
the
Veep.
other guy that was in Dawson's Creek too?
No.
Okay.
Joshua Jackson?
No, remember when
Mighty Duck?
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
The one that was Michelle Williams' brother. No, not Michelle Williams' brother, but
The
there was a
other weird
brother and
gay guy,
sister.
no?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's not who. I know who you're talking about. That's
not
not
him? Okay.
No.
Looked like him. Thought it was.
So, Dr. Dan. Now, I know a lot of people, and it's funny too because he plays a
better than
character named.
Michelle.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. He plays a character on Veep named Dan. So to see him playing someone named Dan, I thought was pretty funny because in my head I just pictured him as
Same character, just
being
a
the same
doctor now.
character. Yeah, just being the same character in this wildly insane situation and laughing at that, at the fact that, like, you know, Dan, who was in politics, goes back to medical school,
Yeah.
gets his whole situation done right, and then marry, and then like is about to get weird, like you said, in 6 months, weirdly engaged to this Anne Weighing actress character that, you know, he definitely shouldn't be with
How
already.
you engaged to a girl who you met 6 months ago?
Yeah, 6 months. 6 months is not enough time to actually fall in love.
What kind of trifling ass shit was Ann up to, man?
I know.
Gold digger.
Oh, and
Gold digger.
ooh, interesting angle.
Well, what do you mean?
Ann was-
Interesting angle.
She was
She
never
was
actually
lying about going down at work. She was lying about people dying. She just had no problem brushing that over. You think she's not gonna lie about having a two-way with a 1-2 step with Dan over here?
Dude, that's why I thought it was such a like
Dan's a
he
trifling
made you
ass.
lose your job, but like the way she broke it off was so unemotional.
Super quick.
Yeah.
Peace. I'm out.
Super unemotional,
Interesting.
very like,
Out.
here's your
See-
ring. I was waiting for you to get your shit together anyway, but I can see you're not, so here you go.
Here you
That-
go.
No, there was
Dan's been in my
that's
DMs.
literally- That was it.
Dan's been in
And
her
it's like,
DMs.
well, let's see who's in the list now. Who could I go? You know, it was kind of like that. It was
Again,
very
though,
cold and
if I get this in the 40 extra minutes, I'm gonna be vexed because
only-
this
okay.
is interesting.
Listen, did you see the kind of club they were hanging out with the like the U-shaped fucking like
Yeah,
sofas?
yeah.
What kind of temperament niggas you hang out there?
Okay.
That's where you meet Dan.
I like this angle you're taking.
She met
I just
Dan
wish
waiting for Eddie to get there in his flannel ass shirt.
I just wish that this was stuff that would have been in the movie. Everything you guys are describing is a better movie than what I
it's
saw.
Good ideas. Just
Riot as Treese, sold. This situation where she's a cheating bitch, sold. If you gave me this movie, I would have been happy. No, instead, I got this shit that I'm not happy with.
Jenny-
true. Like the way if she treated him like terribly and he was still in love with her, it would have been such good motivation for him to like be Venom anyway.
Nah,
Yeah.
that would have just made him a
Yeah.
masochist, but you know, whatever.
But hey,
But then Doctor
No.
Dude would have died.
True.
True, yeah.
True.
Yeah, Dan would have gotten his head chopped off.
Dr. Dan
Yeah.
would
but
have been bitten.
that would have
So
been the
was she,
rated R
actually.
Venom movie that we deserved, right?
True.
That's the other
But
thing.
anyway.
Jenny
okay.
Slate.
Jenny Slate.
Should have been
Jenny
Scream.
Slate.
Yeah,
Oh.
completely agreed. I don't know
Should've
why
been
they killed.
Scream.
I don't know why they called
like when
the
they
killer.
merged with her. I was just like, "Yo, we're gonna get Scream, Dad." I'm like, "Yo,
Yeah.
Yeah, I completely agree.
Again.
should
I
have been
completely
Scream."
agree.
She
That's
was
what I was
okay.
expecting.
Though.
She was okay,
I'll
though.
give her a pass.
I'll give her a pass.
Yeah, especially
I'll
since they
give her-
reshot
she's-
her scene.
Yeah, I'll be honestly,
Symbiote.
I felt so bad with the symbiote thing.
Not
That
symbiote.
What were you guys saying about
Woody,
Scream?
Woody Harrelson's.
Oh, sorry, hold on.
No, I'm good. No, I'm good.
Oh, okay, go ahead. Woody Harrelson.
Woody Harrelson's appearance at mid-credit scene
Yeah.
as
Yeah.
Cletus Cassidy.
Lose
The
the
best part of the movie, like, sorry. So now I'm gonna jump in about what I didn't like about the movie for like 2 seconds.
Go
For
ahead.
2 seconds.
Okay.
Go.
The thing that pissed me off about this movie, because I actually like it a lot, and I'll get into that when we finally start talking about the good stuff,
Get him.
is technically the best scene. This is the best scenes for me. Runner up, seeing Carnage was the best
We
thing.
didn't see Carnage.
Well, no, but that setup was probably the best. Like
Okay.
everyone in the movie theater was like
Yes.
off their seats,
I
like
agree.
grabbing their seats, and they're like, "Who is it?" And then like Woody Harrelson. Then people started applauding.
I mean,
they're like,
geeks
"It's the best."
started applauding.
And
There's
no,
a lot.
yeah, but in the theater I was in, it was
Oh,
everybody.
okay, yeah.
And then the best scene is the after credit scene, which is nothing related to the movie. I don't know if you guys saw this with your
Yeah.
version
Oh, I
of the
left.
Spider Verse.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
heard about it, but I didn't stay for it.
Oh, it was it's a good.
It was
It's like a
great.
6-minute
Yeah.
like
I was
scene
insane.
from the movie. It looks pretty good.
So the thing that's upsetting me is that like the most entertaining parts are not just at the end, but they're like after the end of the movie.
That's rough.
I would just like to point out it's a bad sign when after the movie's done you enjoyed it more.
No, maybe.
Listen,
You look at
enjoyed
yeah,
the
you think about it,
whole
bro.
ride.
Think about it. I'm not saying it doesn't discredit the movie about being a good movie. I'm just saying it's weird that the best parts are at the end.
Yeah, that's not a good thing, man.
you're not allowed to say that because post-credit and mid-credit scenes are not part of the movie. Period.
It's part of the
Those-
movie
those are-
experience.
those
When
are
you buy
like-
the movie, it's gonna have them.
No, it's not because this is all new. Like we're so spoiled as moviegoers nowadays
Mid-credit
that
scenes
like
are only like 10
credit
years
and
old.
post-credit scenes have to be like this super fantastical thing that adds to the movie where we never got this before. It should just
Yeah,
be
true.
separate from the movie to set up whatever the next movie is and kind of take that out of your view of the whole movie. I don't like that, Dave. I don't like that, man.
Oh, but something that I will say about the actual movie that I didn't like is that in the first 5 minutes, like the plane crashing and anything.
Yeah.
Since like I was going in knowing that 40 minutes were cut, I'm like, so here's 10 minutes that got cut out.
Yeah.
Because it was like, oh, here's a ship. Oh, it landed. Oh, it's like how they just went for it. I'm like,
Oh yeah.
this is a speed run. This is
And
Mario
then
speed
we
run.
get a brief mention of Jameson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jameson's
Which was
son.
like-
What? Hey.
Yeah, that was it.
Which is
You're right.
good though, because that is because there's two versions of, well, I mean, technically the original version of how
he's an
Venom
astronaut.
but how Venom actually gets to Earth is that Spider-Man goes into Secret War.
Yeah.
They put him in a pod thinking that it's a healing chamber, and by accident it's actually the symbiote containment.
Right.
And he takes it and he comes back. The other secondary one is
Spider-Man
coming back. Yeah,
on
it
the
comes.
ship affecting Jameson.
Which is the
Exactly.
one that was made popular by the
TV.
animated
Yeah.
series.
Yeah.
The like 90s YTV.
Yo, low key, we should be
It was
really
so
mad at the
good.
animated series for changing so much shit.
Yeah.
Niggas had mad pink lasers. Like, they couldn't shoot anybody. Morbius couldn't bite the neck, so he had plasma. Like, what?
Hands.
Like, his
Let's
hands
put-
with suction things on them that he
Let's,
was
let's do the
yeah.
face-off thing, you know, when they're like.
God, there's so much bad about
Why
that
why
show.
couldn't he bite people?
Because
they didn't want
Fox
kids
dudes.
biting. They didn't want kids biting people.
Same reason why their bullets couldn't exist, and everyone had pink lasers.
And how everyone died not on, like, you'd see big like things falling and collapsing. No one died,
Nobody
but you
did.
know everyone died.
Nobody did.
Yeah.
Freaking
Okay.
show. So get the good. Let's get into the good.
So the good is straight up this. It's a great movie in the sense that it's a great comic book movie, but it's just not a great Venom movie for the following. It's a great other universe tale, an adaptation of what if Venom was created, but Spider-Man wasn't part of the formula.
Yes.
That's what it was great at. But if you're gonna say great Venom movie, if there's no Spider-Man, technically if there's no Spider-Man, there's no Venom.
Yeah.
Because the original Venom is and I'll give out a shout out to my buddy Scott. He gave a perfect description right after the movie. He's like, Venom is a perversion of Spider-Man. You can't make him look like Spider-Man. You can't have him all do all these things like Spider-Man, even running up walls, unless he takes over Peter Parker.
Yeah, he's being like he's like an anti Spider-Man.
Yeah. But if you take Spider-Man out, they do a good job. Comes from the ship. Eddie gets fucked over by somebody. He hates that somebody. That guy subsequently ruins his life.
He becomes Peter Parker.
Yeah,
Yeah, Drake ended up being the Peter Parker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, except for Peter Parker, who's a dick.
Yeah.
And he loses everything because of the dick. And then he goes along his merry way. He becomes evil, and then he becomes anti-hero.
Yep.
So technically, in that regard, it's kind of great. And it's honestly, it was very entertaining. Minus there was some CGI that was very lazy, and you couldn't see anything.
Tobi, you're making faces that I'm making. You're muted, by the way. So if you just want to unmute real quick.
Yeah, I was gonna say that was like a weird backhanded compliment almost. I don't even know how to take that whole statement.
Yeah.
That
Once,
Dave just
once again,
Yeah.
I'd just like to point out that in this whole scenario, you guys are not saying the movie is great. You're saying it's good for what it was, and that's not a good sign.
Yeah,
It's never
so-
good when your argument is for what it was. It's okay.
I did say it was
Okay.
okay. For what it was great.
Okay, there you go.
So what was really good about this movie is the fact that the B plot, the C plot, the people around Eddie and Venom didn't matter. Because the relationship with Eddie and Venom were so good,
It was
that's
good.
what kept
Yeah.
me in the movie. That's what kept me going. That's what kept the whole thing that's the only thing that kept the whole movie to go, and it's worth going to see just for that.
I will give you the fact that once the second act starts and Venom and Eddie merge together and they start having those weird ass conversations and Eddie's trying to figure out why the hell he's craving essentially like raw meat. He's just like, I will eat anything.
So
I didn't
good.
like that about the symbiotes.
Really?
what?
The whole them having to eat everything. I was just like,
It is a little
That's,
weird.
I mean, it would make sense that they would need some sort of
energy.
sustenance.
yeah,
yeah.
but
Right,
like the
and
ravenous
instead
way
of
about
eating
it.
their hosts, like they find a good host, there needs to be an alternative for eating their host from the inside out, right? So I
True,
think
true.
it could have been like animals or something, right?
Well, they do.
Actually, it's It's anything. It's
They-
anything that's raw.
Yeah, they addressed that at the end because he says they're having a whole conversation about eating heads or like who you can eat, who you can't eat, and then
Yeah.
at one point he's talking about like your liver's looking really good or something, and essentially being like either you let me feed or I start eating you.
Yeah, exactly.
Even
So
though
Eddie's
he's already
like, well,
told him at that point, without you I don't exist. But
So let me speak to you about
and
that
then
part.
Eddie's like, we're gonna go Dexter, just go for bad people.
yeah,
Did he eat that guy in the bodega or just bite his head and leave the body there?
I
No,
think
he
he
ate
ate
the
the
whole
whole
guy,
thing.
yeah.
Yeah,
He
that was
ate
that
the
was
whole
a
thing.
whole. That was like a swallow.
He ate the whole guy.
yeah.
That's like Homer
Yeah.
eating the sub sandwich. He doesn't.
Now-
he doesn't really chew. He just
like a duck. Yeah,
Now,
No
the
teeth.
bodega owner.
And I love the choices that Tom Hardy was making, because he wasn't the same in every scene. He was like a different version of Eddie. He was neurotic at some point.
Yeah.
Some points you see him confident. Some points you see him be anxious. Some points you see him like put up a fight. It was very, very dynamic the way he played him. The voice, the nuances behind the way he speaks and moves, the way he acts. It's his facial expressions when Venom is taking over his body and he's not really controlling it. So he's just watching it happen, but he knows his body is what's
yeah.
doing all these crazy. It's so well done.
This makes me
And-
think Hardy
and
could
I
do
will
comedy.
And so
Hardy
here's
can
the
do
thing.
whatever he wants. Hardy is a
He's
great actor.
so good.
He's
is so
when
good.
they casted him, the one thing I was like, he for sure can do a split personality. He does. In one movie, he's two people.
Yeah, the
The
brothers.
the
yeah,
twins
yeah.
brother, and you're there like
The
you could
mobsters.
do that. You could do Venom. Come on.
So I am curious, guys, because I've brought this movie up before. I'd love to know the timelines between when this was being shot and when Venom was being shot, and who the people are that are invested in this movie in the back end, because the movie Upgrade came out a few months.
Yeah, see, I didn't watch Upgrade.
Upgrade is literally about the same
Yeah.
kind of relationship.
Yeah,
It's a little bit darker, not as humorous, but there is some humor.
rated R too,
The
right?
same, yes,
Yeah.
the same relationship between, I guess, an AI achieving symbiosis with a human
Yeah.
host. The same way he controls his body. So
Mhm.
the scenes where Eddie is like, being controlled by Venom, and Venom's doing
Like,
all these moves, and you just Eddie
From
like
lying
not-
flat to standing up, no
same
yeah,
exact look and feel.
yeah.
So I'm wondering which took from which,
Yeah.
and I would assume this movie took from Upgrade if I'm not,
Well, I mean,
if that one came out first.
I didn't see the movie and whatnot, but if anything, it
It's
sounds
still,
like
it's really, really good, really good.
But it sounds like, regardless of which one's being filmed first, it sounds like it is taking the concept of prior movies and prior stories before, such as Venom, though. You know what I mean? It sounds
Oh, I
like
see what you're saying.
I think
No,
it's
but the
inspired
way-
by it, so that's probably why it has the same feel.
Inspired by it's fine, but the way it's shot is literally like, if you go watch Upgrade. I'm telling you right now, and you'll see what I'm talking about.
Alright.
Well, Upgrade
It's-
came out first too.
Exactly. So the
Yeah.
Venom scenes are shot like Upgrade, like in frame by frame.
Yeah,
The initial fight scenes in the apartment
Yeah.
is a fight scene in the apartment building with. It's just go watch it.
I
Anyway.
saw the trailer and I remember thinking when I saw the trailer for Upgrade, and then I saw the movie, I was just like, this makes me think of Upgrade. I'm wondering if
Yeah.
it's the same cinematographer or something.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. There's some similarities in that sense, but cinematography in this movie is really good.
Mm.
I don't care about the CGI things people are talking about. It's not that noticeable. It's not that serious, guys.
Some of it's
The
pretty
Some
bad.
of some of the
The fight
But
scene
it's-
at the end when the
but-
symbiotes
yeah.
start merging.
But that's when it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
what the whole
Yeah.
my whole point of making the statement is the CGI and the action doesn't matter as much as the relationship. It's a Venom movie in the sense of the relationship part of him finding this host, the perfect host. It's like their relationship is the movie, not everything else around it.
Yeah, but you still want to see a good fight between Venom and another symbiote.
And we'll
or
probably
bad
get that
guy.
in the second movie, right?
Well, but that's the problem. If the CGI is the same, we're not going to get that, because the issue with this, and it's kind of my issue that I had when I was watching, like, for example, and this is a little bit more back in the day, but like when I was watching Lord of the Rings initially, you're like, okay, good, we have these guys, they're doing live fighting, I should be able to see what's happening. There's certain scenes where you're like, did this guy jump over him? Was that
Yeah.
a punch? Like, I can't actually
Understood.
visibly see what's going on, and that's always pissed me off, because if you're going to use CGI, it's to do things that you can't do. And it's impossible. Don't make it so that we can't see it, because then you may as well just try to do it in person.
It's true.
You know, that's my thing with it. But again, the other thing I'm more concerned about is, like, where are they going with this? Because, like, if Marvel's doing its thing and they're going to do Spider-Man, at some point in time, if you're going to do Spider-Man, whether it's cross-promotion with Sony or not,
Right.
you have to have Venom come along. You have to have the suit come along.
No, these movies are essentially, they never gave up those movies that they had before. Like all the Sinister Six and like the Black Cat and Silver Sable, like that's all from like the Amazing Spider-Man era. So this Venom movie is like a spawn from that. They never gave up those ideas, so they're just kind of they're going with those.
But how can you have Spider-Man not?
They have
And how can you have a Spider-Man universe without those
They're
characters?
gonna keep going as long as they can until Marvel's
Dude,
like,
just get it out of your mind that it's the Spider-Man universe. It's done.
They can't though.
They can.
No,
They
of
have
course
to.
Well,
they
the
can.
next
They just-
movie
they
is
just did.
Morbius.
Yeah,
Jared
they just
Leto's
did.
shooting it right now.
That's gonna.
And he's
bomb.
not. It's no Spider. Well, see, but that you
No,
could,
there's no
but
Spider-Man.
you could have a no Spider-Man with a Morbius to a certain degree.
No one's gonna
But
see it,
if
though.
you have a multiple like example, you have Morbius 1, 2, 3, then it doesn't make any sense.
I don't care about Morbius like that. If Blade doesn't come and kill his ass, I'm like, I don't care.
Well,
I don't know,
here's
is
the
Wesley
thing.
Snipes
You could have-
available?
You could have Blade in this world, though.
You could have a Blade in this
It'd
world
be a great opportunity for them to bring Blade back.
and kill his ass and put him in
The only problem is
And then do a Blade movie.
the only problem is MCU owns Blade now.
Oh yes, this is true.
They got him
Big
back.
Bird.
When did they?
That's
get
true,
him
but
back?
they collaborate.
They have
They can.
the-
They can.
they
Maybe
have
this
Fox,
is their
they
trade
have-
for
Oh,
Spidey.
of course, I didn't realize it was
Yeah.
Fox.
Oh well, damn.
Interesting.
Well,
Um,
rate out of 5. Who's giving us a rate out of 5?
It depends.
Hmm.
I'm giving 2 ratings.
Okay, so we know. Hold on. We'll let the bad guy go first.
Yeah.
Doc.
Doctor, I'm on.
2.75.
Damn, nigga,
Still
wow.
passing
Oh,
grade
that's
though.
still good.
Still passing grade.
2.75. Cool.
2.75.
Tobes.
That's not. That's a Ontario pass, maybe. Not a Quebec pass. I'll just point that
Okay,
out.
here it's a fail.
That's a fail
50-50,
in
bro.
Quebec, man.
50-50, bro.
Man, so harsh.
Would you
should-
want a
should not have-
doctor who got a 50 in med school working on you? That's all I'm
Doctor,
saying.
the first in line and the last in line, you're still a doctor.
This is true.
Damn.
Still
All
a
right.
lawyer.
My rating, man, I thoroughly enjoyed the whole comedic experience
it
with
4.
the relationship. I'm gonna give it 3.5 out of 5.
I gotta give it 3 if you give me a 3.5. But
Yeah.
actually, no, I'm gonna give it 3.5 too.
Pleasantly surprised.
So I'm
Dave?
gonna say I have to have a 2-tier rating system. So as a
No.
no, because
You
No.
gave it 1 grade
as
out
a
of
Yeah,
Venom
5.
one
movie or as an adaptation.
No,
No,
you saw the movie.
this movie, dude.
Out of 5, what do you grade the movie?
Then it has to be 3 because if it
There you go.
Yeah,
You
There
gave
you
it
go.
3.
so that'd be 3.
It's worth
It-
pretty much 3 out of 4
it's
people
my
said
average.
it's worth seeing, guys.
It's
Go
a good
watch
movie,
it.
go
It's
see
really
it.
And in
good.
this
It's
case,
fun.
all 4 of us are saying go see it. I'm saying go see it because
exactly.
I still think, even though I'm annoyed with a lot of this stuff, I still think people should spend the money so they make more of these. That's
It was
my
enjoyable.
That's my
Exactly.
logic.
And hey, the box office speaks, man. People are really enjoying the ride too. It's like 80 million or something,
Yeah.
almost.
People
People like
I was about to
sticking
say
at the
it's 80.
critics, so.
It's 80.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
So go
Skinny's
see
right
it.
though. People like sticking it to the critics these days.
Absolutely,
Tell me,
and
what,
I
you think it's
agree.
bad?
Do it more often.
Yeah. A star
Just
was not born today.
Oh, no.
yeah,
How'd
no.
that movie do?
I don't know, but everyone thought it was gonna beat it, and it's like it did not come anywhere near.
No, but come on, comic book nerds alone would destroy that.
Well, that's what I said. Everyone was just
You're
like,
gonna
"Oh,
go see a Venom movie.
yeah." They're like, "Venom's not gonna do that well," and I was just like, "I don't know, guys. All the nerds want to just see how you adapted a Spider-Man story without a Spider-Man."
No.
And you did it.
Yeah, they
Okay.
did. They did.
All the nerds wanted to know whether or not it was going to be better than Spider-Man 3, which
that too.
we will say easily it destroyed Spider-Man.
Yeah, it
3.
really did. That's messed up.
Destroyed.
Okay, that's fair.
On all counts.
How much
in
do you
regards-
think of Star is Born made?
20.
20, 30.
41.25, man.
said
Actually
it. I
higher
was
than
gonna say
initial
40.
projections.
Nice.
Okay. Well,
Hey,
congrats to them.
So, dude,
I mean, Brad, what's his... Wait.
quick
Bradley
little,
Cooper. And
Bradley,
Mighty
he's a
Cooper.
good actor.
quick little tidbit.
Yeah.
Dude who played his Black J. Jonah Jameson in this movie, right?
Oh yes, the dad.
How is this
from
guy
Luke Cage.
in Marvel and Luke Cage and everything? Like, what?
He's a good actor. I mean,
I
that's
know,
what I'm
but,
saying.
like,
What else was he in as
The
like a
Get
younger
Down.
actor?
He was in The Get Down
Oh,
as their
no.
father. He
Yeah.
was in This Is Us for the first 2 seasons
Yeah.
as a grandfather, as
Yeah.
grandpa. He's in Luke Cage as Luke Cage's like marketing
Mentor or
mentor
something,
guy.
yeah.
Like he's his pseudo pops.
Yeah.
He's a chameleon, man. He's a chameleon.
He's a
He
good
goes
actor.
everywhere.
But it's
He
like
is.
guys,
Yeah.
but especially in this Marvel world, you can sign contracts like that.
I mean,
You're gonna be
Marvel
on Luke Cage
doesn't-
season 3.
Marvel doesn't care about
As long as it
the,
doesn't interrupt your
That's
filming.
what I love. Is
but they don't care about the Netflix MCU. They don't.
Yeah, they don't.
They don't care
Look,
about it.
Look at Mariah from Black Mariah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there you go.
What do you mean?
Because she's in the Avengers, the second one, Age of Ultron. She's the one that goes up to Tony and says, "My son died."
Yeah, but
And then she turns around and does 2 seasons as Black Mariah.
Yeah.
And people are
They don't
just
care.
like, "Oh, that's weird," but they don't care. They're not interested.
why do they understand that Daredevil is about to be the greatest show they've ever done?
Oh, Daredevil is easily this next season of Daredevil is going to be
I don't have to see it.
fantastic.
We'll get into the news. Let's get into the news. I'm just disappointed. Marvel, y'all built me up for guys teased me with Agents of S.W.O.R.D. You did nothing.
Geek news and rumors.
Y'all piss me off.
Toby. Geek news and rumors. You ready for this? Dun, 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 dun.
Dun, 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 dun. James Gunn.
Did that right, Gunna? Oh,
No,
okay.
James Gunn. No, I just like saying.
Yeah,
Gunn.
James Gunn is signed on to write Suicide Squad 2.
Okay,
Jimmy Guns.
I mean,
go ahead, Jimmy.
He still got
That's
some.
sticking it to him.
well,
Still
Batista.
got some juice.
Yeah, I mean, he got fired in a situation where
It's
he shouldn't have
bullshit.
been fired.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
Like to me, it's you shouldn't have hired him
True.
initially
Yeah.
if you didn't like
Exactly.
it. But he publicly apologized, and you did hire him, so let him do his job.
Yeah.
But if you're gonna fire him now because other people are getting upset,
You're gonna turn around and do Suicide Squad 2, though, bro? Like,
you don't think? I mean,
I think it's a
Go
win
and
for
do
DC,
Nightwing.
fail for Marvel.
yeah.
I honestly think if anyone can do
Go and
that
write
because of
Spawn.
his experience with ensembles, it'd be him, man.
No,
Yeah.
he's gonna.
Wildcats?
I don't want to necessarily. That would be amazing.
Yeah.
I don't want to. I don't want to be. I don't want to be predictive, but I
Gen
actually think he might save Suicide Squad.
I think he
I
could.
think single-handedly he could save Suicide Squad.
As a
from
writer,
what?
I don't know if he's
Like,
directing, but
in
There's a good chance
addition-
he's going to direct. Sorry.
In addition to that news, Dave Bautista
yeah, I was gonna say.
posted as soon as he heard the news that he wants to possibly join.
Because this dude knows he's getting killed anyways.
And then he posted a picture of him and Bane. Did you see that picture?
No.
What an idiot.
him and Bane.
Yeah, there's a
I think
picture
it
of
was
him
and,
next- No, but there was a
He,
picture of him doing a face, and he's doing the same face as Bane is doing.
What an
That was the
idiot.
one I saw.
What an idiot. You really want
I
him to
think
kill
the
you
best
off, huh?
character he could possibly play is maybe King Shark.
That's exactly
That's
what Dave
what
said.
That's exactly what
Exactly
I.
what Dave said.
Tobes.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dave said that when I
He's
told him.
huge.
He's just like, "Oh, you can play King Shark." I was like, "Oh, okay."
Oh,
Okay.
I missed that.
No, this
No,
is
no,
before when
yeah.
you were just talking. That's funny. Though.
Oh.
Crap.
Yeah.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Okay, so King Shark.
Okay, I guess. I mean, I'm excited to see it. I like
Okay.
James Gunn and what he's done with the not Suicide, but the Guardians world. so-
Yeah, he did do well.
Save Suicide
Oh, so it's
Squad.
official. They brought his ass in. Like, they're like,
Well,
"You're
he's writing. He's writing it.
Yeah.
100. They just don't know if he's
Please,
directing.
Please save my favorite comic book, please, or one of my
boy.
favorite comic books, please.
It's been good.
Next.
Ruby Rose, Batwoman. First images came out. Do people? I don't know if you guys
I
saw
don't.
it.
I don't buy this. I can't tell.
It's been
This-
everywhere. I don't know now.
It's her, she posted it.
Doctored photo too.
She
It's
posted
like,
it on her
I need-
profile.
I need to see her in action, bro.
True.
I don't care about a picture. The costume looks awesome. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me see you
But I need
kick.
to see her in action. I need to see.
Let me
I
see
need to
the
see
kick.
her talk. I need to see her emote. I need to see her be Batgirl before I can say she's
Batwoman.
good or better. This is
Yeah,
good or not.
Batwoman. True.
Sorry,
Batwoman.
my bad.
Batwoman, who I know
Batwoman.
little about, so I don't really care what she does
That
as long as
sucks.
she does that
I
stuff.
just, yeah.
If it's like an iconic Nightwing Batgirl, cool. You can't screw that up. But if it's Batwoman, like, whatever, man.
I do
My
not
subconscious
care.
is
You don't care?
I don't give a shit.
I like Batwoman a lot. That's why.
What's this? What?
Sorry, Tobes. What'd you say?
I said my subconscious has been getting the best of me because I keep thinking it's something else, and it's like the worst part.
Yeah.
Batgirl, no, it's Batwoman.
It's Batwoman.
It is the worst part. It's Batwoman.
Yeah. Sorry.
Batwoman's not that bad.
I mean,
You guys are bastards.
No, you're right. Spoilers the worst.
isn't she all like ruthless and she kills people and Batman doesn't even really like her anyways because she's basically like shitting on his name?
Yes,
Yeah.
that's fair. That is a very
So
quick
whatever.
fair assessment
Exactly.
of her.
Batman doesn't even fuck with her.
He doesn't trust her. Yeah.
Batman's like, what are you doing? And like, who gave you that?
Yeah.
All right.
Why are you holding guns?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
not our gig. That's not our shit.
Where's your grappling hook? Like, you clearly didn't get the one, Batman issued one. So what's up?
You have a father who's helping you out. How dare you?
You're out here using a rope and a hook. Like, what are you doing? My team
Out
got
of
these.
all of them, she's the one who comes in the world like trying to rhyme with his name too.
Yeah.
Kathy Kane and Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
No.
Stop it.
True.
Mad elbows.
The first live action show that we're going to be getting for the new from the Star Wars universe is The Mandalorian. They released the first image of the character in costume. A lot of people are really excited. The Mandalorians have always been, it looks very much like a Boba Fett, Jango Fett costume, which makes sense because Mandalore, they all wear those helmets. Yep. The story behind it is the character is a lone wolf. So it looks cool. We'll see. Jon Favreau did a great. Jon Favreau, guys, the original Iron Man movie, he directed it. He's been there.
He's good.
He's done good work with. Yeah, he's done good work with original characters, so we'll see.
The only thing with this is that, and this is where I'm confused because I didn't get a chance to read exactly where it's positioned. Because
I don't know.
Because I watched the Clone Wars not that long ago, like the animated show, and like it's not really. Did the whole planet die? Because what it looks like is that they all left wherever they were. So like, I'm just surprised that it's focused on one individual. Why can't you focus on the society right now?
Like the whole, from what I understand, is he's like a lone wolf who's like separated himself from the pack, and the story is that like that's the story we're getting with him being like, off on his own adventures.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. What do we got next? Erika
Alexander joins Black Lightning season 2.
So I'm really upset about this one because I didn't even know it started back.
Wait, what?
Black Lightning started back last night.
Oh yeah, Flash did too. Yeah.
But no one knew about it.
No, everybody knew about it.
You knew about it?
I
didn't even hear about it.
Yeah, they're starting the DC stuff early this year, but I mean, it's like instead of, you know why? Because it's already October.
Oh yeah, it's October.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
It's not like, oh shoot,
right.
September 5th.
You're right.
It's October 10th.
Yeah. So Erika Alexander is going to be joining Black Lightning. I really didn't know it started last night, but I'm going to be watching that at some point in the next 2 days.
Sure.
Tobi Lightning still on.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I was going to say what your feeling was.
Don't do that.
I honestly did not know it was starting back. So
Don't do that.
Tobi's face.
You don't do that.
Well, I mean, we got to admit, from last season at the beginning to what the CW did throughout the season, it wasn't that good.
No. I mean, it'll come into its own.
I won't lie.
I hope so.
You never watched it?
No.
It's because you're white. It's okay.
No, it's not. That's racist, sir. That's racist.
No, it's an assumption. It's not a race thing.
Yeah, it is kind of racist.
It's pretty racist.
We remember when we talked about the CW? Wasn't the whole idea that we were like they CW'd it because they were hoping it would appeal to more people?
Yeah.
But it didn't at the beginning.
It's really kind of.
So it wasn't as much a race as a fact on the
original
commentary.
music isn't that great, and we don't expect you to kind of feel purposely uncomfortable for 45 minutes to a bad show.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, like they'll literally be like, "White people hate us," and you're like,
Well, to be
That's
honest,
what I was saying.
To be honest, I was hoping that they were going to do the young version
of Black.
Oh,
Black.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
like when they told me it was gonna be like the older, I'm like, you
With
have all these
Thunder and
other,
Lightning,
you have all these older characters already. It would have been nice to have something fresh. To me, it's like I'm not gonna like.
Yeah.
Not watch one of the other shows that I haven't been able to catch up with this.
Agreed.
Yeah.
No, I agree.
No,
I agree.
You're missing nothing. When does Arrow start? That's all I want to know.
I'm not sure, but soon. It should be coming back soon.
in a
probably.
week or two.
Yeah.
Good.
Amen,
Chris Evans finishes his run in the MCU, guys. Captain America.
Yo, please just fake me out. Like I'm sad.
I know,
I don't want you to leave.
The fact that he's like, "Oh, I'm done filming," makes us know that he's not coming back as Captain America after this wave. Mm-hmm. So we know it's official. Then he's done filming. He's not in the MCU anymore.
What are you gonna go do?
But you know what my hypothetical about this is? I think he's gonna die in Infinity War, and then someone's going to revive him at some point.
We don't know.
And then it's gonna be new actor.
Yeah.
Oh no! They can't do that. They can't do that. They can't do that.
Okay.
No, because they gotta start James Bonding shit,
he
man.
has to die. He doesn't have to die.
He could just go
but
away.
This whole exactly. I don't want no death and revival. Nah.
No, but one thing they need to start doing with these characters when they recast, because they're going to recast them. If they're going to keep him in the universe at some point, they got to recast him.
I don't think they're going to.
Because I think Chris Evans is really done.
Yeah.
But they got to start James Bonding shit.
No,
like when you switch actors, it doesn't mean you need to restart.
I'll tell you what they need.
They do. They might need to, but
I'll tell you what they need to do.
I've seen him too long as Captain
There
America.
are a couple 100,000 characters in the Marvel universe. Pick other people. That's it. You have other characters. You don't have to stick to Cap and Iron, because the only reason Iron Man, Cap, and Thor are as popular as they are now, because even when we were comic book readers,
they're
Iron
the big
Man,
three.
Yeah, but Iron Man was never that important in the comic book.
No, but
Thor was.
Yeah.
Thor was. Sure, Cap was.
Yeah.
Iron Man never was.
Never
and he's
was.
the guy
I wouldn't
started
even say Captain America was that much. He was just a focal
Iron
point.
Man just got his shine in the Civil War.
Exactly.
Well, they're just the big three of the Avengers.
But they're the big three of the Avengers because of the movies. Because as comic book
Yep.
readers, when I was reading the Avengers, it didn't need to be Iron Man in charge.
No, they
back
were
then.
never there.
Yeah.
But, like, they are considered, like, the big three, and then you have the people that would come in.
Yeah.
And, like, Cap would
Yeah,
leave
because
for,
they're
like,
the originals.
years. There was a time when in
For
the
sure.
80s, who was on the team? Like, Thanos' brother, Star Fox?
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Cersei, Nova. It was like a useless Avenger.
Yeah.
Like, East Coast Avengers were shit. In the
Oh
80s.
my god,
So bad.
East Coast of
But that's what I'm saying.
That's
Like,
why
live in that
that's why the
shitty
Justice
apartment.
League TV show was always better than that.
That's it, because West Coast had, like, Hawkeye, Mockingbird, Wonder Man, Tigra,
Yes.
Wasp, Hank Pym, who was like, I don't want to be anybody, so I'm just going to be a scientist. And then you had Iron Man, who was just like, listen, I'm leaving this team because West Coast is where it's at.
Yeah.
So Iron Man, Spider Woman, like,
Oh,
the
yes.
West Coast Avengers,
Jessica.
Machine Man, Vision as Vision, and then Cyborg Vision because Vision went too crazy, tried to take over the world. Like,
Yeah.
West Coast Avenger was it. So I understand them not really focusing on Cap. They have a couple other people.
But I'm
that they
saying
could use,
you
but
just listed off an amazing list of characters that they could definitely introduce, and West Coast could be where they move in the next phase.
they could listen as long as if they introduce Nova, Black Knight,
I would love to see Black Knight.
Photon.
Yeah.
I mean, not even Hercules. You don't have to
screw
do Hercules.
Hercules.
Yeah,
I'm
screw
sorry.
Hercules.
Oh,
But
yo,
like,
man, I could deal with some.
but
No,
like,
no, you
keep
already have
Scarlet
Thor, you don't
Witch,
need
keep Falcon,
not the
keep it
same.
how it is. I'm just gonna miss Captain America because
yes,
Captain America.
But you could keep Captain America, but like off screen, like have him in news reports, have him write a
Yeah, but
memo
that's just
or
gonna be weird.
whatever.
It's gonna
Of
get
course,
weird.
but the thing is,
it'd be smarter to just use other characters. You don't even have to reference him.
but the thing is,
He can retire. He can move on.
But what are
no,
you
no,
gonna,
because if you're gonna, you can't retire him, because if you're gonna retire him, you have to go through the storyline that he gets killed,
yeah,
just like they do in the comic.
and then they have
books.
to make it Bucky. They have to have a. Captain
They have to have a
America
Bucky
somewhere.
moment where Bucky becomes the new Captain America.
Well, I
Because
mean,
that guy's staying, right?
This whole movie, we don't know. We'll see what happens.
We'll see.
That's what
Yeah,
I'm
like
saying.
Mark Ruffalo apparently went on because
Jimmy?
and because a year before Thanos, the Infinity War, he went on Jimmy and he said like the ending of the movie or something, and
Yeah.
people were like, "Oh my god, everyone dies!" And every comic book nerd's like, "Yeah, obviously everyone
Yeah.
dies." Like if
That's
you've
the
never,
yeah.
don't you know what the source material is?
Yeah.
Well, it's like the red wedding in whatchamacallit. People are just like, oh, they all die. It's like, yes, that's what happens in the comic book.
And the thing is, when he went on it, they bleeped him out and everything, but someone got a chance to, because he actually said something,
Yeah.
right? It's only the people who were there heard it. or
They
whatever.
only blacked out the part where he said the title, and then everything else they just bleeped it. But
Yeah,
they blacked out and bleeped when he was like, the title is.
But someone said
you're talking about last time or this time?
no, this time. But apparently this time, someone at some point said
Annihilation.
no. It said it sounded like he named the movie that was called The Last Avenger.
oh, really?
Yeah.
So
Because
if
other
that's the
people
case,
have been
then
saying.
that means.
Because some people have been saying he said Annihilation too.
Why not? Why would you call it?
That whole thing was set up, guys.
Yeah, no, I know. I know that's fake.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. Annihilation, I don't know why, but
Maybe how if you were to call that Annihilation, that would be kind of wicked if they had an Annihilus come through and then Thanos like, listen, I need you motherfuckers.
yeah, that'd be pretty crazy.
It's just gonna be
That
like,
would be
I don't know what
crazy.
to do.
Things got out of
like
control.
the Last
I killed the wrong
Avenger
people.
Yeah.
The Last Avenger would be cool. I mean, tie it with a bow, but live action Mega Man movie is in the works.
Don't do it.
Who cares?
Don't do it, man.
No?
If you're not gonna
I
do
was
it for
never a
Astro Boy,
Mega
don't
Man
do it for
Sega
Mega Man.
guy.
I was gonna say I would have rathered a 3D because they did Astro Boy the
Yeah.
3D movie, which I not got a chance to see yet.
I saw it. It was
unfortunately.
okay.
I would have rathered Mega
Mega
Man in that style though, because I've seen like clips of it.
Okay.
Mega Man in that style, perfect.
You want to see Dragon Ball like really bad again? That's what Mega Man Live's gonna be.
Oh shit.
Okay,
Damn, that's sad. Okay, Matt
Matt
Bomer cast as Negative Man in DC Universe series.
Don't
Yeah,
care.
right.
Like,
I'm excited for
whatever.
Doom Patrol stuff. So
I
that's why.
care as in Doom Patrol is gonna be dope, but
Yeah.
I feel like it's just gonna get like canceled out into Titans.
Oh no.
It probably will.
But speaking, oh sorry,
Oh, I was just gonna say, adding on to Titans. Apparently now we can see it on Netflix.
that's the next piece of news.
Oh,
Titans
shit,
now
I
on
didn't
Netflix
know.
original
Now,
series.
listen,
outside of the U.S.
We're taking whole credit for this because if you did not call them and be like, "Listen, what's up with your Canada?" They probably wouldn't have been like, "Hey, yo, Netflix. So you know how you're trying to be exclusive and say like, fuck
That's
y'all, we need you guys to put this show."
and
on
he's not
because,
wrong. I called the press person.
Are you
where's your
serious?
check?
Yeah, I called her and I
called
said, "When are you coming to Canada?" She said, "Oh, well, we want to perfect the DC Universe offering before we move into other markets."
Right.
And I said it this way, okay. Because it makes no sense to me. You have an international story that people want to see,
Yeah.
and you're going to...
Yeah.
So I was just like, okay. And then we came on the podcast. I told her what the site was, and
Oh,
then we
shit.
blasted it for like whole segment.
Ripped them. We ripped them.
So, and then...
What what doesn't make sense is the fact that Americans will still have to watch it on the other platform.
Yeah,
I know.
screw them. They voted Trump.
So they have to wait. So they gotta wait. So they
Yeah.
gotta wait for that.
That's their
And
punishment.
we get Titans
That's
on
funny.
Netflix now. But are we also gonna get Young Justice season 3? I imagine so, as it's season 1 and 2 are also on Netflix,
Good
currently.
point. Yeah.
So they probably just took 2 of their biggest shows and just said, "Here, put it on Netflix. Y'all don't need to buy ours, anyways."
Yep. Yeah.
Which is what I thought was gonna happen.
You did say they were gonna have to figure out some kind of deal. And that's the thing, because Netflix is in Canada and all the others don't have really a big
Netflix
foothold yet.
owns Canadian market
Yeah.
because Netflix is originally Canadian.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh shit! I didn't even realize
Netflix
that.
is originally Canadian, so all of our Canadian market. That's why they get.
Which
the
is
CTV
ironic
shows.
that the American Netflix has so much more.
Yeah, that is
content than
ironic.
Ours. That's a little
Yeah,
weird,
I didn't realize this came.
at the
That's
same
awesome.
time, you know.
2 last pieces: Dwayne the Rock Johnson to play folk legend John Henry.
Okay.
what?
Well, yeah. I mean, here's the thing, man.
There's been a
American
backlash,
history, American history is very different from my history and Canadian history. I think in a lot of ways.
Mm.
A lot of people are definitely way more attached to this than I would be, to be honest. But I understand why.
Yeah,
But
I think
at
it's
the
a
same
little
time,
weird.
I don't. It's like, I get it.
It's one of
You
those
want
moments.
someone darker. You want someone darker skin.
It's
to
one of
play
those
because
moments
the
where-
character has always been, yeah.
I wish Wendell was here so I could be you light skin is taking all these roles and tease him about it. Because why is The Rock playing one of the darkest men who's ever been in folklore history? He
Yeah,
was an
exactly.
inspiration to black people, and then they put a light skinned dude like The Rock to play him. He has the fit.
John Henry. I know.
He's the one that does the hammers and nail faster than
Yeah.
the machine could.
Oh,
Yeah. And-
really?
yeah, John Henry, Paul
Yeah.
Bunyan, and
Yeah.
Babe. There's those
Yeah.
3 stories when we were kids. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be The
It's,
Rock.
it's the same. It's the same reason they put what's her name as Nina Simone. It's like, come on, guys.
Well, it's because
Oh, yeah,
it's because the big dude from the Green Mile isn't around anymore. That's
True,
why.
because it would have been him.
It
One
definitely
hundred-
would have been him.
What's his name?
You
Mi-
tell
no-
me
Mike-
there's no more.
Michael
like,
Clark
Idris
Duncan?
Elba,
Yeah.
Idris Elba could have played him.
It just-
Yeah, but you'd have to put on a
Elba-
lot of muscle because he really does have to look like he has to look like The Rock but darker.
Yeah.
Because Mark Henry, not Mark Henry. That's a wrestler.
Michael Clark Duncan.
Yeah.
I mean,
Duncan.
I was
Yeah.
accepting bad, but
I don't know.
Yeah.
Whatever.
And then super last quick one. I mean, this one is more just Black Panther Halloween costume cultural appropriation.
No.
Okay,
What?
good.
No.
No, it's not.
Who
you
said
guys. So people have been making an argument
Man.
for why they think.
I'm gonna get these Afrobeat motherfuckers out of here. Would they stop that? No. If it's okay for me to be Superman
Exactly.
my entire life, if it's
Exactly.
okay for me to be a friggin' green Ninja Turtle,
Exactly.
how is a white kid deciding he wants to be the king of Wakanda? Cultural appropriation. You should be happy that a white kid in this day and age says, "Hey, I want to be an African superhero." Shut up.
I know. I agree with you.
What's happening, man?
I just put it there because I thought it was interesting that
sorry, you got me
anyone.
all riled up. I'm sorry.
At the end of the show. Sorry, man. You okay? Get some water. Get some
he's
water.
got all the feels going all of a sudden.
Man, what is that? Like, really? That's where we're at right now?
It's honestly, we are in a weird place where people are complaining about things like this.
Who's complaining? I want to see who is complaining, saying that this is cultural appropriation, because I will show you cultural appropriation.
I know, right?
This is not.
Yeah, you
This
can't.
is not. This is the same thing we're fighting for.
Listen, I want
Yeah.
all you
When I-
Susies to be Shuri this week, okay? Everybody can go out and be a Black Panther. Do it.
Yeah.
Everybody's do it.
Yeah.
You
of
can't
course,
cultural
man. This is
appropriate
stupid.
something that was created by a Jewish white guy. That's the other thing. That was my other take on it. I'm like, he might be black, but he was written by a Jewish white dude.
You know how many people dress up as Little John? Like, stop it.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
What do you mean?
That's true.
No.
Okay, on that point, guys, we were done the show.
Yeah.
Toby, you want to tell the
Great.
people anything interesting?
No. Well, go see Venom. That's the only thing I can say, I guess, for Venom.
There you
see
go.
Venom. It's good.
That fit dude on the gram.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Dave, hit us. What else you want to tell the people about?
Just that people know that for Trinity issue 1, we're hoping to get it out by the end of November.
Hey.
And it looks like it's actually quite possible, so we're hoping for that. Also check us out at squared-idea.com. Got a lot of projects going along. We've also been doing delving a little bit into the music scene. Mike and Chris have been working on posters for band events and whatnot. We're also promoting Nerdstock, which is an event that happens right before the Friday before the mini Comic-Con weekend.
Nice.
And that's it for now.
There you go.
Merc _ mouth on Instagram, and you could find me on Facebook at the squared idea the website there.
Bong.
Bong. All right. personally, we haven't been around in 2 weeks, so I just want to give time to give a shout out to my man Panther. He recently landed a song placement in NBA 2K19.
Yo,
I believe.
that's
So,
sync money.
shouts to him. I want to give a shout out to my boy Schmings, who's been holding it down on certain podcasts in the city and doing his thing, always doing things with Art Beat. So another shout out to him. I want to give a shout out to everybody who responded to my status the other day, asking for a beat for the lyrics. Sample clearance too. Yes, I'm working on it. It's coming soon. I'm working. More beats are coming out. That Quincy documentary inspired the shit out of me. So y'all need to watch that Quincy documentary because literally it has me making beats like. So I imagine people actually produce all day long. I'm working on more dioramas. I'm working on the show. The idea, I mean, the title I don't want to give you, but it has something to do with action figures. And yeah, we're working out here. So thanks for everyone supporting. Thanks for everyone who checked me out. Action Figgy Skinny, Action FIGY Skinny on Instagram, and Google me, Skinny MTO. You'll find me. Chill.
That's it. That's all. That's the whole show. Hit me up, Brian Holiday, on Instagram. You can follow us on Instagram and Twitter at @AStrongFranklin and on Facebook at Franklin Armstrong, DOTCOM on Facebook.com. Always hit up the website, FranklinArmstrong.com. We have Running with Wolves. We have That's Canon.
Yeah.
We have Geektastic Cypher, and we're soon going to be having K&Them. That's going to be coming out at the end of October.
We technically also have the Morning Detour.
Yeah, the Morning Detour. So shout outs to, if you guys are listening to this right now on Friday, you missed out on the Morning Detour. That plays on ckut.ca.
From 7 a.m. to 9 a.m.?
Yeah.
Friday mornings, yeah.
Here in Montreal.
Hip-hop in Montreal in the morning, first time. And who
Yeah.
brought it to you? The Franklin Squad, so you know.
There you go. So if you guys want to check that out, you can check it out online. You can check it out on TuneIn. If you're in Montreal, you can watch them, or I guess more, listen to them on Bell 5, channel 949.
Sure.
And then that's it. That's all. FranklinArmstrong.com, Franklin Armstrong Collective. That's the whole crew.
Go see Venom.
Man,
Go.
This was a rough one for me. I wonder if people noticed how many times I was in it.
No, they knew.
We tried to save it. We tried to save it.
We'll get it out. Chill.
Let it be.
Peace, everybody. That's the whole show. Thank you so much for tuning in. We out.
Where's the music?